a qualifying lap. Of course, it's not the official lap record, but the
unofficial.
lap record proper is a 52, so still a reasonably quick lap. And I think the lap record for saloon cars was set by a Group A Nissan Skyline GTR at a 58 second lap. So we'll see what the hot shoes and the V8 Utes can do this evening.
Yes, you did right. Set by Kazuyoshi Hoshino.
So
Just working on my Japanese names there.
need a little bit of sake just to help relax us a bit. That'll help us with our Japanese pronunciations. I can do a fair bit of Japanese, you know, like Skyline GTR and AE86, you know, all the
Mazda.
SR20 Nissan, all those important Japanese terms we need to know. So we go, we're just looking at Edinburgh and the Kmart Ute getting a little bit crossed up there. Number 15 gathers it back though. Watching the V8 Utes last week, we did note they are a little bit tail happy.
They are, and they take sort of 2 or 3 laps to really get some heat into the tyres and the brakes.
So
maybe even slightly more this time around, it's being such a short track.
Yep. So fastest lap at the moment goes big dog Paul Lancaster doing a 105. Still just watching Adam Bell in the Kmart racing number 15. Had a good round last weekend. Well, last week I should say. Just racing on a Wednesday night's a bit different really, isn't it?
Yeah, got to get used to that whole weekday mentality.
Yeah, got the brakes aglow. Just coming through the tight part of the circuit. So the Tsukuba circuit, first proposed 1967, opened in 1970. And as we discussed, does have a round of the MotoGP there. We've got one of the Utes there just facing backwards on the infield. All right, so we do have some points from round 1. So leading the Tier 1 drivers, we've got Braden Carroll on 552 points. Nick McPherson second, 507. Andrew Bruce in third on 489. And for the Tier 2 drivers, we've got Dylan Dalrymple on a 567, second Adam Bell on 546, and Hamish Brader sitting in P3 on 528. So that's after the round from last week. So we go, there is Dylan. Working his way around the track, as you see, just getting a little bit loose there in the Irwin Racing Holden Ute, number 18.
Yeah, just getting past someone that's run off the track there as well.
Yeah, he's taken the time down to a 104.7. Also got Dallas Redhead on a 104.7. Paul Artu on a 104.8. Paul Lancaster, the early pace setter, still sitting there on a 105.1. Although Paul's got a fastest Sector 1. Mitchell Hamilton, our super sub for the week. He's got a faster sector in Sector 2. So here we go, fastest lap. 103.8, Mitchell Hamilton. Racing the VB Holden Ute. There we go, on-board shot. Listening to General's finest. Just got the Irwin Ute up the road in front of him there. So Mitchell said that he did come in to HOSS at lunchtime. You can pop in during the week, of course, during the day, just to do a few practice laps, get the feel for the Ute and the circuit.
Well, I should have come down myself. Brendan and I had the car in at the garage today and I had an hour to kill. Completely forgot about it. Should have come down and done some laps.
We're not doing some engineering magic today.
Well, not this afternoon.
Not this afternoon. All right, so 103.8. Just counting down. Qualifying is going to finish in 20 seconds or so for the Tier 2 field. We're all getting a little bit loose out on the Ripple Strip.
Dylan Dalrymple up into P1, down in the 103.6. 0.2 ahead of Mitchell Hamilton.
Okay, so 3 drivers sitting in the 103s. Good effort there, Paul Artu, 103.9. Mitchell Hamilton, 103.884. And Dylan leading the field at the moment on a 103.6. Oh, a little bit of a battle there, drivers. You don't want to race each other while you're qualifying. Oh, getting a bit loose there is Mitchell Hamilton and the VB Holden.
So pretty close between these top 8, Brendan. Only 1.6 seconds between first to 8th.
Very short circuit though.
True.
So going to have a small margin over the field. And as you've noted, the circuit looks a little bit similar in layout to Levels Raceway. When you the way it's set out, as you said, if you put the circuit on its back and sort of stretched a bit and shortened a bit.
Yeah, so it's the corner layout's very similar. So if you do look at a picture of it and you mirror that picture, it does paint a bit of a Levels Raceway picture.
Also noted that it has a bar and licensed restaurant, maybe something for Levels to look at in the future.
The most important bit.
That's right, the most important bit. All right, getting ready for a start. Tier 2, Race 1, coming to you from the Tsukuba Raceway. 60 kilometres out of Tokyo. Oh, a little bit dark there. Headlights are on.
Night racing.
-15-degree air temperature, 21 on the tarmac. So we might just do a restart to see if we can get daylight.
We are underway.
Sorry guys, we'll try and get you.
It looks like we are going to do a
restart on the server.
Going to turn the sun on.
Okay. So do we need to qualify again, Billy, or we'll hold the qualifying times?
Sorry guys, we might just due to the we might have to do a requal.
Oh, that was my best lap ever.
Yeah. So
it looks like we might have to requalify, unfortunately.
Some
some sighs. Those of you that didn't do your best lap are thinking, well, thank goodness for that.
Didn't hear any F-bombs this time around.
No, they've kept the language very seemly. So we're just waiting for Billy to put the plug back in and turn the switch on. Going for a system restart down at HOSS. Remember to pop in, have a go on one of the simulators. What would you call it? The special challenge this week's doing Levels Raceway in a Audi Sport Quattro. Looking at the footage on Facebook, it looks like it's a bit of a handful.
Yeah, it did look like a handful, I guess, with the rally coming up this week. So, of course, don't forget to go out and have a bit of a look at that this weekend as well.
Yeah, there was that from 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, $10 per person into Levels Raceway. Of course, pop into one of the distributors of the rally maps all over South Canterbury. Pick yourself up a rally map and get yourself out on a corner at an intersection somewhere.
Yeah, always worth a look.
Watch these characters throw stones. So where are we going to be racing next week, Billy? What's next week's plan? Oh, a good question. Well, I thought it was a Mid-Ohio. Does sound correct. Okay, so is next week going to be a endurance round or a sprint round? I thought it was another very good question too.
It'd be endurance, I think they're every second week.
Okay, so Mid-Ohio next weekend for those that will, next week I should say, next Wednesday for those of you that will tune in. Another endurance round where the Tier 1 and Tier 2 drivers will team up. Had a little bit of entertainment at the endurance round last week. We had a blown gearbox and a blown engine.
Blown engine, yeah, that's right.
So you do need to nurse these machines to a certain degree. That's right. So Billy has given me his phone with what's happening over the next few weeks. Unfortunately, he doesn't appreciate I'm in my 50s without my glasses. and then Montrim Lom the week following for a sprint
We
round.
must brush up on our French.
That's right.
Oh.
Well, it might be part of the USA by then if Mr. Trump gets his way.
Well, true.
The next state, you just imagine the Canadians giving the White House the finger, I'd be imagining. Why would they want to do that? I don't know. What was today's news from Mr. Trump? I see his press secretary's saying that Mr. Trump's saving millions of lives at the moment. It was over 200 million lives in the last press release, so good on him.
Which war was that over? Or was
No, that was
in the US.
taking non-prescription painkillers off the streets.
Oh, right. Forcing them underground.
Yeah, forcing them underground. Alrighty, so we're going to go with another qualifying session for the Tier 2 field. So just 5 minutes this time. Have to get the race face back on. Dial in, get out onto the circuit, just over 2 kilometres long. So we had a couple of drivers in the 103s with a 1 second spread over the field for the first qualifying session of Tier 2 this evening, coming at you from the Tsukuba circuit. All right, getting ready for the reset. Hopefully it's daylight.
Looks like the Sims are all firing up in daylight, which is good. We've got our big screen here that Brendan and I get to
watch on the big tally for those of us that are a bit older and visually impaired.
I think that says Potenza and Bridgestone on the on the fence there.
Oh, if I squint, I can just see that. All right, we're giving the Ute the jandle. Out onto the track we go once again. Let's see who can be the hot shoe for session 2 of qualifying for the Tier 2 field.
They all need just to find themselves a bit of clear air, as you said before, not be racing each other.
Well, tight little circuit, quite short light levels. At least we don't have a field of like 32 SS Cup or 2K Cup cars to try and squeeze round there. 8 Utes out there this evening.
Prizes for the championship if you haven't seen them already. The winner of each tier gets 7 laps.
Oh, the winner of each tier gets a drive in the Radical race car at Highlands Motorsport Park. So thank you very much to Highlands for their support. They're helping out HOSS. And I must say, our friend Mr. Carl Vaughan from Goodyear Timaru did go down to Highlands and had a little spin in their Radical, and thought it was quite cool.
You can't say I've done a U-Drive one yet. I have been round in the Highlands taxi, which was pretty cool. Took the fam round.
Oh, I've got to get down there before September. Mrs. Nichols has bought me a couple of vouchers over the last year. So I need to get down there before September and have a spin in something.
Bit of a fang.
So there's Dylan, leader of the Tier 2 field, just doing a 1:18.4, but as B2 mentioned earlier on, it does take a couple of laps to get the tyres in the right window to put down a fast time. So we're looking for 103s, 104s. Brakes are aglow for Dylan in the Irwin Racing Holden. Purple first sector, purple second sector. I just got the vehicle in front of him, Dallas Redhead there, always getting a little bit loose.
Sideways.
Anyway, goes to the top of the table with a 1:05.3, so still a couple of seconds to find to be on the same pace they were for the first qualifying session this evening at Tsukuba Raceway. Oh, one of the cars there's had a little bit of a moment. Oh, they all get through. There's Mitchell Hamilton, one of our super subs for the evening in the Victoria Bitter Racing Holden, number 24.
Practicing his drifting. No, he's in Japan, but not the fastest way around the circuit.
No. So the Utes are a little bit tail happy. When we had the V8 Utes here proper at Levels Raceway earlier in the year, they do like to float all over the track.
Especially in the rain.
Especially in the rain, provided plenty of entertainment for the spectators.
So purple first sector there for Paul Lancaster.
So Paul was a 105.7 or 105.8, I think, in the first qualifying session. So we've got the Coca-Cola Ute. So Dylan now in the 104s with a 104.798. Just 20 odd seconds left to go in the qualifying session. Let's hope it's daylight when we get to go racing.
Paul Lancaster to the top of the tree, 104.3. Great lap from him.
All right, there we go. Michael Pateman, he goes through the line. He's doing a 105.3. Back onto the Tier 2 Championship leader after the first round. Can Dylan pull anything out of the bag? He's only got to get 4/10 of a second. It's a very short circuit though to try and make up some time. It's into the braking zone. Just gently working on the steering wheel with the right hand sweeper coming onto the start finish straight. 103.7 goes to the top. Can anyone else put in a better time?
Oh, not Mitchell Hamilton.
Oh, he did get across the line.
Backwards.
Yeah, still counts. Don't think the transponders know what way the Ute's pointing. Okay, so Paul Latu goes through on a 103.736 to top the qualifying table for the Tier 2 drivers. We'll get a front row start in the first race and the number 25 Valvoline entry.
I think Paul Lancaster, the big winner out of that re-qualifying. I think he was in 7th after the last one. Now starting on the second row of the grid and 3rd.
So what else is going to go up on the leaderboard? There we go. Getting ready to grid up. So a 12 lap race on qualifying times. Waiting for the lights. Of course can't put them into gear before the lights go out. And then they'll be away. Last week we did see some of the drivers were a little bit squirrely off the start line.
Yeah, this first corner's always interesting, especially in the Tier 2s.
Yeah.
So,
it was a bit interesting at Miami at the Grand Prix this week too.
Oh,
got quite busy at the first corner. Anyway, away we go. Good launch off the line there from Dylan and Paul Latu. Dylan just gets his nose in front. Although Paul Latu's going to have the inside line going through the right-hander. A little bit loose there from Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of a
Mitchell
nudge.
Hamilton off the back into the fence.
Paul Latu goes through and takes position, the 25 Valvoline entry.
And Paul Lancaster off the side there as well in the Coca-Cola entry. Drops a couple of 3 spots.
Yeah, he's dropping back through the field. Still Paul Latu. Dylan, Dallas Redhead holding down P3. Michael Pateman sitting in P4.
So Michael Pateman, the big winner out of all of that. Up 4 spots.
Yeah, so 2.8 second lead for Paul Latu. Very short circuit, so we've got 12 laps this evening for race 1. So Paul Lancaster down 3 spots. Adam Bell's dropped a spot at the back of the field.
Yeah, a little bit of rubbing going on between those two as they headed down the straight, but got away with it.
All right, so from a standing start, 1:13.5 for race leader Paul Latu. Oh, Jimmy Carroll just getting a little bit loose there. And the BP Ultimate entry.
Yeah, Mitchell Hamilton's just picked up a couple of spots there. Back up into 4th position.
Just a little bit of a nudge. Rubbins racing into the right-left combination under the Dunlop tyre bridge. And then we go through the right-hander to head around the outside of the circuit.
But how's your father going on around that right-hander as well?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of straights with a right-hand sweeper in the middle, and then they come back through the infield. Put a lot into a small space. So 104.6 now for race leader Paul Artu. Dallas Redhead goes through Mitchell Hamilton, Michael Pateman, Paul Lancaster, Jimmy Carroll, Adam Bell. So where's Dylan gone out of all that?
There he is. The number 2, second place had just disappeared there.
Okay.
For a second, he's back where he should be.
Back from outer space. Still Paul Artu leading the way. 4.4 second lead now over the rest of the field.
Yeah, Latu and Dalrymple just opening up a bit of a gap over Dallas Redhead and Mitchell Hamilton in 3rd and 4th respectively. Everyone getting around in groups of 2.
Well, apologies. So that's the gap to the car we're watching. Mitchell Hamilton, who's sitting in P4 in the VB entry. Just all over the back of Dallas Redhead. Oh, gets a little bit loose coming onto the straight. All 4 wheels across the white line.
And that cost him a bit of time.
Yeah, 103.6 though. Who's that for? So that's for Dylan. But all on between Dallas Redhead and Mitchell Hamilton.
Mitchell Hamilton quite aggressive.
Yeah, Michael Pateman, Paul Lancaster having a good battle for 5th and 6th in the background. So we go through the end of the... There's a little bit of a left and right.
Around the outside this time.
Yeah.
He's done it too. The pressure's just got a bit too much there for...
Dallas Redhead's gone off the circuit.
Redhead.
And of course, that's the entry to the fastest part of the circuit, going down the 2 straights. So that's going to cost him a lot of lap time. So Latu and Dylan Dalrymple cross the line. So just a half a second between our 2 front contenders. Oh,
Latu just runs a bit wide.
Yeah. Keeps the place.
To hold the position.
So we go on board with Dylan. Trying to sit on the tail. So going through the infield part of the circuit. He gets a good run coming out of the left-hander. Latu holds on to it. So through the right-hand sweeper leading on to the first of the straights. Dylan Dalrymple just sitting in the draft. I'm not sure if you get a good draft with the Ute. They're a bit of an unusual shape at the back, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the wash would be like coming off the back of them. Probably a
Anyway,
bit turbulent, I'd imagine.
So Paul Artu once again goes to the outside of the circuit, but manages to hold on to his vehicle speed. And then through the infield part of the circuit once again. Just looking out the back of his car now. So Dylan just closing up a little under braking. Oh, gets a little loose. It's cost him 3 or 4 car lengths to the race leader Paul Artu, doing a very good job. A 104.5 on the last lap. On lap 6 out of 12. For the first of the 4 rounds for the Tier 2 drivers.
Get nice and smooth and tidy as Paul Artu.
So just in the background there we can see Mitchell Hamilton in a lonely 3rd place. There he is in the VB Holden Ute, number 24. Followed by Michael Pateman, Dallas Redhead. And we've got Paul Lancaster in the Coca-Cola entry. Then Adam Bell and Jimmy Carroll in 7th and 8th. So Paul Lancaster goes through in a 103.9.
Fastest lap of the race so far, Mitchell Hamilton, 103.663.
So Mitchell's got clear air. So he does have the opportunity to try and drive up to the cars in front of him. Still just 0.7 of a second between Paul Latu and Dylan Dalrymple. Dylan's coming back at Latu after losing a few car lengths earlier on when he got a little bit tail happy. Off they go down the first of the straights once again on lap 7 of 12. Just needs to keep his speed up coming through that right-hander and try and get a slingshot down the next straight. He can sit on the inside of Latu through there. Latu sort of goes quite wide, so
the ripple strip, yeah.
Dylan has the potential to hold him out wide. If he can hold that line all the way down the straight, he would take the position when they head to the infield part of the circuit. So tight left-hander. Has to have another dab on the brakes so he doesn't give Latu a punt.
Hugs the inside of that turn, Dylan Dalrymple.
We did have a couple of penalties last week with the driving standards officer, so do need to be on your behaviour to a certain degree.
Yes, we did. It did affect the outcome of things too.
In the enduro round. Anyway, lap 8, race leaders down the back straight. Dylan Dalrymple's still trying to chase down Paul Latu. In the Valvoline entry. So through they go for lap 9, a 103.5 for Paul Latu, 103.8 for Dylan in the Irwin entry.
Gap opening up there a little bit between Michael Pateman and Paul Lancaster. Who have we got off there?
Adam
That's
Bell. And the Greg Murphy tribute number 15 Kmart Holden.
Back with Mitchell Hamilton now in 3rd position. Some 3 odd seconds back.
Yeah, hasn't got a lot of time to close the gap down. Looks like Latu's also stretching out a lead there from Dylan Dalrymple. There goes Michael Pateman. Ute 98. Paul Lancaster might just be reeling him in a little bit. That's the battle for 4th and 5th. Fastest lap, Paul Latu, 103.4.
Oh, Lancaster's just run wide out into the gravel trap and into the fence. That's undone all that good work.
Yeah, nudges the safety barrier, so that just takes the pressure off Michael Pateman.
Yeah, it's not going to cost him a position, but just cost him a bunch of time.
Could have cost him the chance of a position though, B2.
Well, this is true.
Anyway, we're on lap 10 of 12. Paul Latu got into the front early. He's doing a good job driving away from the field. He's got 10 car lengths now over the number 2 man. Mitchell Hamilton just getting a little bit crossed up coming onto the first of the straights.
And just closing up that gap slightly too. Brendan sort of
was over 3 seconds.
It was 3.2, so he's down to 2.8 now.
Got the brakes aglow on the VB Holden as he goes to start lap 11. Another fastest lap, Paul Latu. So his tyres are holding on. A 103.3.
Yeah.
For race leader, Paul Latu.
Very consistent, no mistakes. I'll put the mockers on him.
So concentrating on Mitchell Hamilton. Back to Dalrymple in the Irwin Holden. He's now 2 seconds in arrears of Latu. Was with 1/2 a second consistently a couple of laps ago. Latu's just eked out a lead.
Didn't really cost him anything though.
Got plenty of time in the bag. It's his race to win. About to start the last lap is Paul Artu in the Valvoline Holden. 1.2 seconds, so he did drop 0.8 of a lap. That time round. Oh, Dylan getting a little bit loose, coming onto the out of the right-hander. So Latu just needs to keep it smooth from now on. Put some points in the bag. Under the Dunlop Bridge.
Dylan getting quite sideways. He just wondered whether his tyres have started to go off a bit.
Must say the Japanese fans a lot quieter than the Czech fans we had last week. We're not going through the zoo.
No zoo.
So for the last time in race 1, Paul Artu leads Dalrymple and Mitchell Hamilton. Going to take the checkered flag, Paul Artu in the Valvoline Holden.
Good race win for him.
Yeah, congratulations. Oh, Mitchell Hamilton on the last lap does a fastest lap, a 1:03.1. That's the best we've seen this evening.
So he's come from, he started last on the grid, so that's a really good drive from Mitchell.
Not bad for the super sub.
Michael Pateman will come home in fourth position. Paul Lancaster in fifth. Dallas Redhead will come home in sixth.
So there's Adam Bell in the number 15 Kmart entry and Jimmy Carroll in the 66 BP Ultimate Holden. We'll finish the first race this evening for the Tier 2 drivers. Alrighty, so race 2 for Tier 2 about to get underway. Front row.
Jimmy Carroll and Adam Bell on the front row.
Alright, the BP Ultimate Ute. Alright, waiting for the lights. Lights are on. Getting ready for the lights to go out. Oh, and away we go. Oh, good start there from row 2.
Slow start from Jimmy Carroll there. Swallowed up by the pack a bit.
Yeah, so good start. It was Dallas Redhead that got away there.
Oh, now he's spun. So that's unfortunate for Jimmy Carroll.
And that excellent start from row 2 has put Dallas Redhead into the lead of the race. Adam Bell, Mitchell Hamilton, the fastest man from race 1. He's sitting in third in the VB Holden.
You're right on the tail of these two too, so up 4 spots already.
Oh, Mitchell Hamilton just getting a little bit loose.
Takes the dive up the inside.
Takes P2 off Adam Bell in the Kmart entry. Oh, Paul Lancaster there in the Coca-Cola Ute just getting a little bit sideways coming onto the straight. That's going to affect his drive all the way down the straight into the right-hander, the first of the outside straight sections of the Tsukuba circuit.
And it looks like he's ducked up the inside there as well. Picked up a position.
So Dallas Redhead does a 1:14.2 from a standing start.
Was that Lancaster in the background getting wide? We've got a bit of slipping and sliding going on.
Is it Latu and Lancaster there, P4 and 5, doing a little bit of a dance in their Holden Utes. But it is Dallas Redhead in the 09 entry. He's got Mitchell Hamilton all over the back of him.
Sponsored by Binford Tools. Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, got the left-right cross out. Mitchell's trying to go around the outside. Nice, tidy, tight line there from Dallas Redhead. He's also going to have the... gives him a little bit of a bump. Dallas is going to have the inside line for the next right-hander, but Mitchell's already made the pass. Through they go.
Yeah, it was a good pass there from Mitchell Hamilton. Now I say that he runs wide, but right round the outside.
Okay, 104.3 from race leader Mitchell Hamilton and the VB number 24 Holden. Dallas Redhead, Adam Bell. Adam gets a little bit loose there in the Kmart Holden just as he comes into view. Race 1 winner Paul Artu sitting there, P4 in the Valvoline entry. Then Lancaster, Dylan Dalrymple, Michael Pateman, Jimmy Carroll. Dylan just getting the Irwin Racing Holden a little bit loose. Under the tyre bridge they go through the infield part of the circuit into the hairpin.
So you can see Paul Lancaster up in front there with Paul Lato in front of him, not too far up the track.
So purple sector, sector 1 for Dylan, who we're riding with in the Irwin Holden.
Paul Lancaster getting pretty loose around that corner there. It's going to cost him a bunch of time. Watch for Dalrymple to make a move, and we've got Paul Lato, I think.
Yeah, two drivers
well.
there. They look like they had a moment unassisted. Latu takes another bite out of the inside Armco, getting going. So Mitchell Hamilton is the race leader. Dallas Redhead, Adam Bell looking at P4 at the moment. Dylan Dalrymple in the Irwin Racing Holden. Still very taily. And looking back to Paul Lancaster, Michael Pateman. And up the road we can see Adam Bell, Dallas Redhead.
You're all just getting a wee bit loose here. We're only 4 laps in out of 12.
So the Bob Jane Team Art livery there on the deck of Mitchell Hamilton's Holden. Looking back to Dallas Redhead and Adam Bell having a little bit of dice coming on to the first of the straights. Fastest lap, a 1:03.188. Adam Bell in P3 as he's trying to hunt down Dallas Redhead. So Mitchell Hamilton now on lap 5. So we go looking at the back of Dallas Redhead's machine. There's Adam Bell in the Kmart Holden. Just drops a little bit as he gets a little bit loose coming out of the left-hander. Gets a good drive all over the back of Dallas Redhead. So Dallas Redhead doing a 1:03.8. Adam Bell a 1:03.1 on the last lap. That's allowed him to close that gap down. Meanwhile, Mitchell Hamilton over 3 seconds up the road in the Victoria Bitter livery Holden. He starts lap 6, as does Dallas Redhead and Adam Bell.
So as we watch these two battle it out, we've got Adam Bell up the inside of Dallas Redhead, but not quite far enough. He's crisscrossing around the back of him, giving him a set of mirrors full of Kmart Holden Ute. Try and keep that pressure on and force a mistake.
And of course this little battle can give Dylan Dalrymple the opportunity perhaps to hunt them down.
And conversely, Mitchell Hamilton to maybe just streak away a little bit as well. Open up that gap, which is nearly at 4 seconds now. Oh, it is. It's just ticked over 4 seconds.
Yeah. So no pressure currently on race leader Mitchell Hamilton in the VB Holden. He's a master of his own destiny, not under any pressure. Action at the moment, we're focusing on Dallas Redhead and Adam Bell. So Dylan goes through on a 1:03.0, new fastest lap for our 4th place man there in the number 18 Irwin Holden. Of course you can see the dice going on out his window. Just be waiting for him to get an opportunity.
Here's a mistake.
Oh, there we go. Both of them got a little bit loose. Oh, as does Dylan Dalrymple.
His eyes must have just opened up a bit too much there.
That's right. And you're like, oh, here's a gift. Anyway, he's going to get into this fight very, very shortly. Just 0.7 of a second off Adam Bell's bumper.
So that gap closed right up now.
Also, Mitchell Hamilton's had a little bit of a moment.
1.2 seconds. It was out to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So that top 4 have bunched right up again now. Dylan Dalrymple now right on the back of Adam Bell.
So they're all about to start lap 8. Across they go, yeah, so a 107 there for Mitchell Hamilton, so he was a good 4 seconds off the pace on that lap B2.
Yeah, he's doing it easy. Was it something we said?
Well, I said he just needs to mind his own business and not make any mistakes. Obviously wasn't listening to the instructions.
Clearly. So Paul Lancaster looks like he's had a moment too, down the bottom of the field now.
Yeah.
Dropped 3 or 4 positions.
So there we go, he's now chasing Paul Latu, who was the race 1 winner in the Valvoline Holden. Bit of an absence of the blue oval in this race there, B2, if you hadn't noticed. We're all running with the General.
Well, you could bring up that tenuous link of the Mazda Road Pacer that was a Holden.
It certainly
in
was.
Japan.
What a stunning automobile that was.
yeah. Best they've forgotten, I think.
How could you take something so good like a 13B and turn it to something really bad? All right.
I might say the opposite.
Well, it's something like an HZ Holden and turn it into something really bad.
Dallas Redhead here just having a bit of a moment.
Okay, so
Glad Adam Bell up into second, Dalrymple up into third.
So Mitchell Hamilton is driving away from this battle once again as it leads out to nearly 3 seconds. Adam Bell, Dylan Dalrymple, Dallas Redhead in close proximity on lap 9. So that's Michael Pateman. He's got Paul Latu up the road and Paul Lancaster trying to give him plenty to think about in his mirrors. Back to the battle for second and third. Just about to go down the front straight once again. Oh, Adam Bell gets a little bit loose on the Kmart Holden. That'll lose a little bit of drive coming onto the straight.
2 laps to go for Mitchell Hamilton. Opened up that lead again out to 3 seconds, or 3.2 seconds.
Oh, he doesn't listen to instructions though, so we'll see how he goes. He's done a 103.9, 104.3, 104.44. Dylan, oh, just got alongside Adam Bell.
Just on the wrong side of the road there, unfortunately, to make it stick.
Just going through the S's. There we go. Oh!
That'll do it.
There we go.
So,
That lets Dylan Dalrymple go through. It didn't look like there was any assistance. I think he was a master of his own destiny. There was Adam Bell in the Kmart Holden.
Psychological assistance.
So there we go. They are well enough away from Dallas Redhead to not lose the position. Although in saying that, Dylan gets a little bit crossed up in the Irwin Holden coming on to the start-finish straight, allowing Adam Bell to get back on his bumper in the Kmart racing machine.
Well, let's see how things go now that the situation's reversed.
So Paul Latu there just trying to go through the inside of the BP Ultimate Holden of Jimmy Carroll. Just sits right on his tail lights coming through the right-hander. And we've got the tight left. Jimmy Carroll just gets a little bit loose, putting the power down.
Yeah, Latu got good drive out of that last corner.
So can he keep the pressure on? Just got to get a good run out of this tight right-hander through the first of the straights on the outside of the circuit.
He's still not quite close enough to be able to try and sneak up the inside. Just a couple of car lengths back.
So just looking back to Michael Pateman and Paul Lancaster. All right, got the tight right-hander coming on to the start-finish straight. Oh, Jimmy Carroll gets out of shape.
There we go.
That's Paul Latu through, the race 1 winner in the Valvoline car. So Adam Bell there still trying to get past Dylan Dalrymple. They are on lap 12. There's Michael Pateman rolling through. Race leader Mitchell Hamilton in the Victoria Bidder machine. He's just got one corner to go to victory.
Yeah, over 4 seconds again. So he's after that little mistake, he's
got with the program
gap again.
Yeah. There we go. So race 2 for the Tier 2 drivers will go to Mitchell Hamilton in the Victoria Bidder Holden.
Good drive from him, up 6 spots.
Yeah. Irwin Racing goes through for Dylan Dalrymple. Oh, Adam Bell. Oh! A big hit there. Adam didn't get to the start-finish line, so he's dropping through the field. Dallas Redhead will go through for 3rd. Paul Latu, he's going to be 4th.
Adam Bell manages to get across the line in 5th.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carroll, and it will be Paul Lancaster rounding out the field.
So good win there to Mitchell Hamilton in the Victoria Bidder machine. Unfortunately, he can't have a VB just yet. He's got another couple of races to go this evening.
So thanks to the Tier 2 guys for a couple of good sprint races there.
Yeah, so
We've got Paul Lancaster just pulled up a pew beside me. He's sweating. He says it's hard work. He's been pretty busy on the tiller by the looks of things.
yeah, arm out the window of his Holden, getting his trucker's tan on the right-hand arm. All right, so welcome, big dog Paul Lancaster. What did you think of those couple of races?
Anyone else's sound pretty busy on the downshift?
So just remember, you got to keep that motor going for the whole night there, Mr. Lancaster. Yeah. Yeah, so we once again, so Braden Carroll after round 1 was leading the Tier 1 field on 5:52. Nick McPherson sicking P2 on a 5:07 and Andrew Bruce on a 4:89.
Happens after about 8 laps. Sounds like it's your sound cuts out, unfortunately.
So Johnny Small was sitting in P4 on 4:62, Morgan Dorr P5 on a 4:62 also, and then Alex Sprague. So Alex had a bit of a problem in the enduro round, blew a gearbox, and also in one of the sprint races he struggled with counting a little bit, so hopefully he's been working on his maths over the week. He's just trying not to smile. That's all right, Alex.
He grabbed 2 bits of tape instead of 1.
That's right. So Billy Manson was 7th, and Shane Edgar was 8th out of the Tier 1 drivers on 3:78.
Yeah, he injured himself last week. Shane Edgar jammed his finger in the shifter, drew a bit of blood, so he had to get that patched up. But no, Billy Manson, of course, he had a mixed week last week. Had an 8th place finish, and then come back strongly to win the second race.
So just waiting for the Tier 1 drivers to suit up. So as per Tier 2, they're going to have a qualifying session, and then we'll get into 2 sprint races based on qualifying times, 12 laps each, and then we'll have the Tier 2 drivers back in. They'll have some reverse good races at the Tsukuba circuit.
Yes, quite a nice wee circuit, Brendan. Started building it in 1966. Took them 4 years to finally complete it. But there is lots of different setups on the track. They do have an oval on the outside of it, as well as a mini bike track. So they have all sorts of things. But this track here is what you'll find on the likes of...
Just the MotoGP circuit with the chicane in it.
That's right. And they run around to the MotoGP Japan series there, but apart from that there's not any big mainstream series there at all. Very popular track day track, and it's open 7 days a week, Brendan, so you can take your car out there any day of the week.
They've got no problems with air resource consents.
No Dr. Bird out there.
No Dr. Bird.
Yeah, so anyhow, well, we've got someone around already. Someone not too happy about that.
The Jim Beam bonded ute.
So a couple of mixed qualifying sessions for me, Brendan. I tried getting out early, but then I got stuck in behind Dallas Redhead, which cost me a wee bit of time. And then I tried the old let everyone through trick, and that didn't work too good either. But
we did comment it was a bit like trying to qualify the 2K Cup at Levels Raceway.
That's right. Who's that? Alex Sprague in the Milwaukee entry. He's got a bit of redemption from last week, and it's a bit strange not to see him on the top of the points leaderboard after
round 1.
He seems to be on the top of every other leaderboard. So we'll see how he goes here this week at Tsukuba.
There we go. We've got Cookie Monster Elmo once again.
Milwaukee colours this week, and I think you'll find, Brendan, that well, he's in a Ford. Hamish did say that they were running all Holdens this week, but there's a few Fords out there, so perhaps he got that issue sorted. So not very long qualifying, just your 5 or 6 minutes, and around about the 1 minute, sort of 2 or 3 minute mark. I don't know how these guys will go, the Tier 1s. And of course we've got Hamish Brader out there racing in the Tier 1 this week as well. He ran in the Tier 2 last week. He's a bit of a super sub himself, the boss. And Morgan Dorr, the
I'm sure he doesn't do any practice.
I'm sure he doesn't, staring at these all day. But no, we've got a fine line up there. Morgan Dorr, who was last season's super sub, he subbed in for a few different drivers. He's in the main game full time this championship. See a few drivers getting right out there in that grass. It's quite a tricky corner, that one through there.
So a 102.9 already. That's the fastest lap we've seen this evening.
Yeah, 102.9, Alex Sprague.
Yeah, and he still didn't have a purple first sector, so there still might be a little bit of a margin there for Alex Sprague and the Milwaukee Falcon.
Andrew Bruce second fastest at 103.2, and Billy Madsen 103.27, not too far behind him. And then Brader, first of the 104 Brigade from Braden Carroll, Morgan Dorr, and Nick McPherson, Shane Edgar yet to post the time.
So roughly halfway through our session, Paul.
On screen there, Alex Sprague, purple in the first sector. On board with them now as you head down the back straight. And go right down into the corner here, and then brake. If you hit 5th gear, go right into about here, down to 5th, down to 3rd. Then try and get it around here, and you're a bit of a knife edge through here. You'll see him oversteer, and then he's right out there using all of that track in a 102.1. Billy Madsen in the 2s now, 2.5. 2.5 minutes left in the session, so probably another 2, maybe 3 laps. Someone's spinning in the background there. Not too sure who that was. And
the Gatorade injury, Morgan Dorr.
It was.
So that's Cookie Monster and Elmo, I think. Had a bit of a spin.
There's a Shane Edgar on screen.
And the South Canterbury removals entry.
Looks pretty smart there in the white and green. Alex Sprague purple again in the first sector. Just looking at the Tsukuba full circuit up on the leaderboard there, Billy Rowley the fastest at 101.68 for the month. So for now, we'll see what Alex can do if he can go below that. He's got a half a second or so to find. 2 purple sectors now for young Alex. Here he comes down across the line. What can he do? A 101.86. So getting faster and faster, and just being held up a wee bit there by the HOSS entry. I presume that's Hamish Brader.
Hamish Brader, yeah, so he's sitting on a 103.0.
So Alex just letting a couple of them through. He might have another go. Time to get round and get another lap in. Billy Manson's still there in second place, but he's 7/10 of a second behind. Jane Eggers jumped up to 6 with a 103.8. So 101.8, 7/10 of a second. Then it's only 6/100s back to Braden Carroll. Another strong showing from him. And 40 seconds left on the clock, so they should get another lap as they come around here. Bit of oversteer as it drops down the hill. Runner out wide. And Hamish Brader does 102.9, so quite a few of them in the 2s there now. Only the one of the ones, that's Alex Sprague. Here's Morgan Door, 104.1 his best. Down there in 8th in the Gatorade entry. Going to come through with 15 seconds left on the clock. He'll get another lap in. As he comes down, he'll want to improve a fair bit on that one.
So let's see if Alex Sprague's got anything left in the kitty. A 101.8.
Sector does. If he's down, he'll probably throw it away. I'd say he's got 6/10 of a second now to Billy Madsen, who's gone a wee bit quicker. 102.5. There he is there in the VB entry. Down the back straight. This will be his last timed run. Gone purple in that second sector too, Billy, so looking pretty good as he comes around the last corner onto the front straight. Runs it right out wide there, back onto the track. What can he do? A 102.1. So he improves, got it down to 2/10 of a second. It's a good last lap from him. And it looks like that's the way it's going to stay. We might have a couple still out there doing a bit of a lap. Morgan Dorr goes through, improves a bit to 103.01. And it looks like it's going to be Alex Sprague from Billy Manson, the old front row. Back there again, Braden Carroll, good showing there in 3rd. Andrew Bruce from 4th.
Well, Braden Carroll was the leader of Tier 1 going into the round this evening. It's Tsukuba.
You want to keep banking some good points there. 12-lap race for the Tier 1 for round 2 here at
It's
Tsukuba,
night again,
just
Billy.
outside of
Can you turn the sun on?
Tokyo. So we wanted to bank some good points again, Braden Carroll, to try and hang on to that lead. Alex Sprague and, of course, Billy Manson. Mixed round last week. Billy with an 8th place. And, of course, that win in the last race as well. So, good shit there from Billy to come back for that, but sits in about 4th in the points. Sorry, 6th, is it? 7th even.
7th, Billy Manson. So what do we say? Mid-Ohio next week, so another enduro round.
Yeah, over there in America, that'll be a good track as well.
Yeah,
quite a long track, that one.
All the Trump supporters, catch up with them while we're there.
As if they let you in the country, Brendan. So
I'll just have to climb over the wall.
Not too sure what's going on here. What have we got going on here, Billy?
Full restart
for qualifying, is it?
Another qualifying for the...
So shorter qualifying this time. Just the 4 minutes, so a couple of laps in it really. Maybe 3.
So 101.8 was the time to beat from the first qualifying session.
Pretty hungry to get up in front there. Alex Sprague trying to get in front of Billy Manson. Billy's coming up the inside through the right-hander. Quite a nice wee corner, that one. Take plenty of curb. So Billy's got his nose in front, which is all important. And then tucked in behind there looks like the Jim Beam entry of Andrew Bruce. So we're down to 3 minutes already. They'll come round, probably go across the line with about 2 minutes 40 to go. So I'd say 2 time laps, maybe 3. Tyres will still be cold. Takes a couple of laps to get the temperature up in these. See a lot of these Tier 1 guys out in the green.
So there's obviously no track limits problem there, Paul, for the V8 Utes.
Seem to be getting away with it for qualifying. Billy Manson just a wee bit of an understeer out wide there. Cost him a wee bit of time. Hard braking here. Down to second gear. You get a lot of understeer here. You just got to be patient and get the thing to turn. And up here, take lots of curb on the inside there. And this left-hander here can also be a wee bit tricky. Just keep an eye on the wheel work there from Alex as we come into the right-hander onto the back straight. A wee bit tail happy up the front, Billy Manson. Alex Sprague's gone purple in the first sector, so he's the fastest at the moment. And you can get this corner real wrong too. If you don't hook that third gear and hit fifth like I did, you'll end up out in the gravel. So Billy Manson momentarily had it. Alex Sprague's got him by a tenth. The 102.2, still a wee bit in the tank there. Left for Alex. And that's Hamish Brader there in the HOSS entry. And he comes through. Where's he sitting? 6th there with a 104. So he's got a bit of work to do from back there. Andrew Bruce. And the Jim Beam bonded Falcon Ute. He'll be hoping for a reasonably good run. Not too bad last week for Andrew. He's sitting 3rd in the points at the moment. These two still going out at hammer and tongs. Looks like Billy's going to let Alex through. Purple in the first sector for Alex and the second sector. We should just about see a 101 time again as he comes around the last corner onto the front straight. And a 101.6, look at that. 6.31, he actually goes slightly quicker than Billy Rowley for the overall time. Billy just said before it wouldn't be too long before he's seen that beaten. And there it goes, a 101.6, fastest time on any of the clocks here at HOSS. Andrew Bruce, good effort from him. Second at the moment, 102.2. Just got a 10th on Billy Manson. And another 10th back to Hamish Brader there in 4th place. Edgar sitting there in 5th. Braden Carroll now down to 6th. So time is up on the clock. This will be the last time they cross the line. Alex gone purple again in the first sector. There's Brader, currently sitting 4th. In the HOSS colour, I don't know if that's black or it's a real deep blue colour, but hard to tell. So Alex Sprague coming around now. And 101.6, the time to beat. And in fact, he's given up on that. So there we go, it'll be Sprague from Bruce this time. So Manson will start 3rd beside Hamish Brader, Braden Carroll, Shane Edgar. And then Morgan Dorr and Nick McPherson rounds out the rear row there. 12 laps, 2nd round, race 1 for the Tier 1s here at Tsukuba in Japan. And of course these guys, they can't pluck first gear till all the lights go out. So you can't sit there with your foot on the clutch and have her in first. You've got to wait for those lights to go out. Bit of a reaction thing. It'd be quite good to see the reaction times of some of them. 5 lights, 6 just waiting for them to go out, and we'll be away. Away we go. 12 lap race as they get underway. Everyone away not too bad. As they head down towards the first corner. The second gear right-hander. Cold tyres. Oh, a bit of a come together there between Bruce. Turned in on Manson. Gets a wee bit out of shape on the exit, but Manson's going to take that second place away from him. and gains a spot already. You see the HOSS boss there in the background, all four wheels out on the grass as they come through into the lefty. And as I say, Brendan, cold tyres, takes a good couple of laps, a lot of understeer, and the rear wants to come round on you.
Especially that first corner, it gets very tight.
Pays to be nice and patient for the first lap or two. But it's Sprague from Manson, who's the upper spot from Bruce. Then it's Carroll, Brader, Shane Egg and Morgan Dorr. Pretty much how they lined up from qualifying, except Manson's gone up a spot as they go down the back straight for the first time. Down to the very quick right-hander. Quick lap, as I said, about a minute 3, minute 4 probably for these guys in race trim. Around the right-hander. Right out in the green stuff. Gonna lead them through first lap from Manson. Manson the VB colours right on his tail. Bruce is in there as well on the Jim Beam car, getting a wee bit of oversteer there on the exit of the right-hander through the very quick wee left-hand kink. Right-hand kink, hard on the brakes down the second. Just be starting to get a wee bit of heat in these tyres now. And about lap 3 they come on not too bad. Tricky wee corner this right-hander. A lot of them not taking a hell of a lot of curb through there.
So there's Hamish Brader in the HOSS entry.
Ute.
Yeah.
And a heavy braking. So he's coming under some pressure from Brader. Be patient through here too. Don't want to get too much foot to the floor early on there, Brendan, or around she goes.
And you lose your drive down the back straight, which costs you all the way around to the next right-hander.
So these front three just starting to put a gap on the 4th and 5th place cars. And then it's back to Edgar, who's coming under pressure from Morgan Dorr in the Gatorade Elmo Ford Falcon. 1:02.4, fastest lap of the race for Alex Sprague.
So Billy Manson's giving him pretty to look at. Think about there, Paul.
He's locking the rears up there, coming into that right-hander. And just keeping it nice through the left-right situation. Down into another hard braking zone, down the second gear. And patience, you see a bit of oversteer in the background there from Manson. You're getting the power down a wee bit. And a big drag down the back straight. You hook 5th gear down here. Even though it's not a big straight, you'll still hook 5th. You see a different couple of lines there being taken. A lot of oversteer just sort of mid-corner there as it starts to drop down the hill. Alex Sprague on 1:01.8, fastest lap of the race. Got a half a second back to Manson. Still keeping the pressure on. You see Manson closing under brakes. A wee bit later on the brakes, but then loses that sort of momentum a bit. Getting the acceleration down. See him close up again. Trying hard in the background there. Just starting to drop Andrew Bruce off in the Jim Beam entry. Manson taking a bit of inside curb there on that right-hander. Good shots out the back of Alex Sprague's Milwaukee Ute. And he's by no means dropping Billy Manson. He's there or thereabouts, waiting on a bit of a mistake there from Alex, and we haven't seen him make too many mistakes, except last week, obviously. No doubt the old man Peter Sprague's had the abacus out. And 1, can you count to 5? I hope you can count to 12 tonight, Brendan, because that's how many laps we've got.
And that means he's got to take us at least one shoe off to count to 12. That's a bit tricky.
Another fastest lap of the race. 1:01.6 again to Alex Sprague. And look at that, Billy Manson at 1:01.7, not too far behind. Just a couple of tenths or a tenth a bit. Oh,
Edgar.
Troubles there for Shane Edgar.
Coming onto the start-finish straight in the South Canterbury Removals vehicle.
He would have got caught out for that bit of a dip coming onto the front straight.
Put it into the wall, but he's rolling once again.
So she's still within a second there for Billy Manson. Starting to drop Andrew Bruce off by 3 seconds. Who's out in North's lonesome. Who's out in the background? Braden Carroll getting a wee bit out of shape in the Kmart Ute. Lost a bit of time there. But luckily enough, Hamish Brader's back far enough that he's not going to lose a spot. Here he goes there in the Greg Murphy, Kmart Racing, Holden, getting a wee bit out of shape on the entry there. Once you start getting your tyres overheated, Brendan, it's just like being on ice. They start glowing red on the screen, telling you've cooked the inside tyres. Oh, a wee bit of a lock up there from Sprague. You managed to stop it. Four-wheel drift going on, but Manson closed right up. You see the two different lines there. Sprague staying off the inside curb. Manson just hooking a couple of wheels over the top of it. Hard braking here and nice and tight. Get it turned and back on the juice again. Great shots from the top of Billy Manson's VV Ute. Just a second between the two of them. Looking for a bit of a mistake, and she's a busy track, Brendan. There's not much in the way of breathing space. As we see another, I don't know, I thought there might have been another fastest lap.
So Alex Sprague just starting lap 7 in the Milwaukee Falcon.
Yes, and Billy Manson, fastest lap of the race, a 1:01.6.
So he's doing everything he can to unsettle race leader Alex Sprague.
Three of them in the 101s now. Andrew Bruce has also joined that party. 1:01.7. Nice wee slide there from Manson. Getting the thing around the corner. Still keeping the pressure on young Alex Sprague in the Milwaukee Ute. And this is what I like about the Tier 1s. You don't seem to see as much action as you might in the Tier 2s. They're pretty much probably more focused than us older fellas. And older fellas, the old red mist seems to come in a wee bit every now and again as well.
So a 1:01.4.
1:01.4, look at that. Fastest ever lap time here for the Utes around Tsukuba. 1:04.49.
Billy Manson getting a little bit out of shape in the VB Holden.
Yeah, we don't seem to see Alex Sprague getting any oversteer or understeer as much. He's seems to be a wee bit more balanced than Billy at the moment. There goes Bruce. Just a couple of seconds back. In fact, he's pulled back a couple of tenths, has Andrew Bruce, so he'll be hoping for a mistake from one of these two up in front. You can certainly see them in the nice and clearly out the windscreen.
Ned and Bruce, he's driven away from Braden Carroll. Got a 7-second
Got it
buffer
down to
between
2.5
him.
seconds, so he's pulled a half a second in the last lap or two, Andrew Bruce. And there's the gap back to Carroll. She's a long way there. She's half a straight just about. In fact, he's not even in shot there, Andrew Bruce. And the rest of them are all pretty much strung out as well. Hamish Brader still hanging on to 5th place from Morgan Dorr. And then Nick McPherson, Shane Edgar's got a lot of work to do back there, 13 seconds further back.
Yeah, his little moment into the walls cost him valuable track time. There goes the South Canterbury removals machine.
Likes his forwards, does Shane Edgar. You just see Billy's just fallen back a bit there in the last half a lap.
Yeah, Alex Sprague's got the lead out to 2 seconds.
Yeah, there was only a ute length or two between them. Now we're sort of out to 10 or so. In fact, he's starting to fall back in the clutches of Andrew Bruce.
So
Still Alex Sprague though, 1:01.5 last lap, so keeping it nice and consistent there. Using up every bit of green bit of turf out there.
Another 1:01.5 on lap 10 in the Milwaukee Falcon.
Yeah, so he's in the groove, that's for sure. Just under 2 seconds back to Billy Manson. He'll be trying to bank some good points. So still a couple of laps left to go, so anything can happen yet. But Alex Sprague it is. Back to the front of the field like he's used to. Through the right-left combination. On board with Billy Manson here. Just keep an eye on him as we goes around this corner. Runs it right out to the ripple strip. 3rd gear. 4th gear. Should hook 5th here somewhere. There we go. See where he brakes, gets up about to where the pit board is. Down to probably 4th, keeps it in 4th. So we've got 1 lap to go after this one. Still keeping the pressure on though, even though it's a couple of seconds. Alex will still be able to see him out the mirror. Down this very heavy braking zone. Hard on the brakes, turn her in. See a bit of an oversteer moment there for Billy, lost a wee bit of time. A couple of wheels up on the ripple strip. 3rd gear, into 4th probably. Then back down to 2nd. Discs aglow there on the VB Bitter Ute. Andrew Bruce in the background there. A couple of seconds further back. Still a good effort though there in 3rd place. It looks like Braden Carroll's dropped back a wee bit further back there in 4th place. And it's still Braden in 5th, Morgan Dorr, Nick McPherson, Shane Edgar. There's Hamish Brader there, the HOSS boss. You see him come out and take lots of the green stuff as well. 1:02.5 that time for Hamish Brader, so good lap time. Starting to catch up actually on the back of Braden Carroll, but he's going to run out of laps. We are on the final lap. He'll be praying for a miracle from there. Still Alex Sprague, here he is down the back straight for the last time with the number 56. 2.5 seconds now back to Billy Manson. So it's going to be good points for these two. Remembering Braden Carroll come into this round as the points leader after round 1. He'll come through and has he got 1 to go still? I'm not 100% sure with your final lap, but did say they were on the last lap last time, so that's it.
Extra bonus lap. Like you get an extra bonus qualifying session.
So Alex Sprague takes the race win from Billy Manson. Andrew Bruce 3rd, Braden Carroll takes 4th, Hamish Brader 5th, Morgan Dorr 6th. Here's Nick McPherson, not too far behind in the end Shane Edgar. A 1:02.4 for Shane on the last lap, so he's just starting to get the feel of it. And that should give him the reverse grid pole. So congratulations young Alex, another win in the book for him. And Billy Manson 2nd. Great stuff. So reverse grid for the Tier 1, race 3 for the championship. And on pole there, Shane Edgar, Nick McPherson, Morgan Dorr, Hamish Brader on the 2nd row. And then it's Braden Carroll, Andrew Bruce, Billy Manson, and of course Alex Sprague starting off the back row. The old sun's moving pretty bloody quick, isn't it?
It is. We might be going to be dark again if we're not careful.
Slow start there it was from Morgan Dorr, was it? Trying to find where the lights are.
That's Nick McPherson.
No, she's pretty hard to commentate that when you can't see what they're doing. Looks pretty good on the in-car screens though. Billy Manson gets a bit of a hit from behind as he's trying to make up a few spots. At the moment though, Shane Edgar leads away from, I think it's Hamish Brader. Can't see who's in 2nd place.
We've got a bit of carnage going on.
There's quite a bit of carnage.
A few F-bombs in the background.
There's a few F-bombs. Makes it a bit hard for the track adjudicator too to see what's going on. But at the moment, it's Shane Edgar. Not too sure who's in 2nd place though.
Right, here we go. It is dawn, sun's coming up.
Here we go, she's come back in. So it's Shane Edgar it is from the Gatorade car. Hamish Brader tucked in behind Alex Sprague. Alex Sprague already up to 3rd. Great start from him. And Hamish Brader getting it all loose on the outside. He's going to come
he's
across, just
missed the
missing
run.
Manson. And not too sure if anyone else got caught up in that, but he was running at about 4th there, Hamish Brader, and got out in the dirt. There's no coming back once you're out there. But look at the lead already. Edgar's got. Now we've got Sprague trying to go around the outside of Morgan Door.
Here we
Goes
go.
the whack
He's
from
gonna turn
inside. Round goes Morgan Door. Through goes Manson. Worked into his favour quite good. And he goes up to second. Second and Sprague third. Then back to Braden Carroll. Andrew Bruce. A wee bit of biffo early on there. And this has allowed Shane Edgar to get out in front by 2 or 3 seconds.
Driving standards adjudicator watching on with great interest.
And coming under some pressure this time is going to be Billy Manson as he heads down towards the end of the back straight. Sprague going to have a look up the inside or not. There's no way through. We've got Braden Carroll there, Andrew Bruce. We've got a few of the heavy hitters here. Line astern from 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Haven't we sniff up the inside there, young Alex? No way through though for him. There you go, up in front you'll see the race leader, Shane Edgar. Finished 8th in the race previous, so we'll see if he can hold it together. Through the left-hander, 2nd gear out of there. Up to here, into 3rd. Throw her in the corner, put a couple of wheels up over the ripple strip as you'll see Billy do. Alex doesn't like doing that though by the looks of it. And hard on the brakes, down to 2nd gear. A lot of understeer through there. You'll see Billy Manson a wee bit oversteer on exit. And then down the back straight. So you're just pulling away a wee bit there, Billy Manson. As they come down to reel off lap number 2. Nice and patient there. Shots out of the back of Billy Manson's car. Down the back straight again. Fastest lap of the race at 1:02, and then beaten by Manson at 1:01.7. So he's had a good second lap there. Here's Manson in the 24 Ute. A wee bit sideways through that corner too, Alex Sprague, which isn't the fastest way round there. So already they're catching up on Shane Edgar up in front. Got it down to a 2.5 through the right-hander. We dab on the brakes here from Billy just before he got there. Over into the hairpin there for Edgar. He'll be looking hard in the mirrors. He'll be hear a bit of an apology going on from someone in the background, so there must have been a bit of biffo going on somewhere. Still Edgar though leads him into the 4th lap. In these South Canterbury removals, Ute, there's shots out the back. Still Manson from Sprague. Opened a gap up now back to Braden Carroll. And Andrew Bruce still sitting there in 5th from Brader. Nick McPherson and Morgan Dorr pulling up the rear of the field. Great shots down the back straight. Well, it's not the back straight actually. Not quite there. And closing up under brakes these two. Lots of understeer mid-corner there. And taking a bit of curb there. Also is Edgar. Great shots. 1st, 2nd and 3rd is the numbers that you're looking at on shot. You're on board with the leader, Shane Edgar. A wee bit of oversteer there for Alex Sprague, getting the power down in the Falcon. And who's this? Billy Manson. That's a rear shot out of him. Looking at Alex Sprague. Looks like he was going to have a dive up the inside there. Just trying to put a bit of pressure on. Both of them going out. It sounds like Andrew Bruce has lost sound in his headphones.
Yeah, might be a bit of an issue with the brake pedal too, by the sound of it.
Right.
So he did lose a couple of spots down the rear of the field there, after sort of being up in the middle of the pack.
So these three just starting to clear out from Braden Carroll. No sign of Braden Carroll in the rear. Oh, there he is just coming in the rear, but way back. Oh, Alex Sprague just flirting with a bit of danger there, getting a couple of wheels out near the gravel. But Billy Manson is on fire at the moment. Just a couple of Utes now. Ute lengths up to Edgar. Starting to close up. We'll see how defensive he's going to get. If he can keep these guys in behind. Through the right-hander to come down on the front straight. She's downhill about there, so you've got to be very careful of the oversteer there. All three of them running out. Fastest lap there, 1:01.5 for Billy Manson.
Well, that's his fastest lap ever around the circuit. Just 0.1 of a second slower than Sprague.
Alex Sprague 1:01.9, so 3 or 4 tenths. Here we go. Manson having a wee dive up the inside there of Edgar. No way through. Edgar holds that tight inside line. He'll try and get a good drive up through here. Keep an eye on Manson though. Probably a wee bit quicker through this section there. He takes a bit more curb, gets a good run down towards the hairpin, through the wee left-hand kink, hard down on the brakes. He might try and go around the outside, is he? Side by side around the outside. Had a wee bit of touch between the two of them, but there's nothing wrong with that.
We'll push him wide.
Comes out wide. Sprague tries to get the power down nice and early, gets it sideways himself. So now he's right on the back of Manson as we head down towards the very fast right-hand corner coming onto the front straight. We throw a blanket over all three of them as they come down the wee drop there. All three of them run out wide, down across the stripe. Still Edgar leads from Manson, then Sprague has a dive up the inside. Billy Manson
going to be grief.
Bit of a Edgar won't be too happy with that, and that lets Alex Sprague through. So maybe in for a time penalty perhaps for Manson.
It's been brewing for a while.
Sprague there goes wide through that right-hander too, which just allows Edgar to close up through the right-hander. Still in with a shot. But it's Sprague now from Edgar. Edgar still hanging on to second from Manson, who had a wee dive up there at the end of the front straight. Going defensive on the inside there too, Shane Edgar. Coming under some pressure now from Manson. Let's see what can happen down the end of the back straight this time. Not close enough to do anything from there, Manson. And he's going to probably have to try and bide his time again and get him at the end of the front straight. Getting a wee bit out of shape though as he drops down over the hill, puts a couple of wheels out in the dirt. Down across the line again, just opens up a couple of car lengths for Shane Edgar. It just gives him a bit of breathing room for a half a lap or so. And Sprague just starting to pull away a wee bit there from Shane Edgar. He's still doing a good job there in second. And in fact, Manson's still trying very hard there from that third. He won't be wanting to give him another tap, that's for sure.
No, he's trying pretty hard, all right.
No. Yeah, no, he is.
You can hear some colourful language in the background.
Still got a couple of 3 laps to go. And if Edgar can just keep it there, he's going to bank some good points. He doesn't want to have a bit of a mare and drop back a bit. But when you look back in the background there, Braden Carroll's looming. So he could go down a spot or two if he does have a moment. Braden Carroll coming under pressure from Hamish Brader, who's only a second and a bit back as well. We've been focusing on this battle out in front. Sprague just pulls out a wee bit more again, a 1:01.5 this time for him.
And watch for a dive, he's not quite close enough.
Edgar a 1:01.9, so he's down the 1:01s now as well. Shane Edgar, that's his fastest lap. And still got Manson tucked in behind, albeit a couple of Utes. Oh, a wee bit out of shape there, Edgar, but oversteer on the exit, but still hanging on to that spot. Oh, wee bit out of shape again. It just opens the door up for Manson to have a wee sniff up the inside. He might do the old
watch the crisscross.
Crisscross, but going defensive, Edgar is on the inside, opposite inside line, and comes out wide. And still hanging on to that second spot with a couple of laps left. Forget about the leader, Alex Sprague. He's gone out in front. He's doing it easy out there while these two hold each other up. Still Shane Edgar though. This will be his best finish he's had for a while in Tier 1, I would say. Comes across to reel off another one. And you'll just see Alex's last lap of 1:01.7, whereas these two are in the low 2s. So Manson's still waiting on a bit of a harebrained mistake from Shane Edgar, but still playing the defensive game there. He knows he's only got a lap and a bit left to go.
Getting
still
close
on his
now.
bumper, Manson trying to force him wide, trying to go around the outside and get the run into the hairpin, but it's not going to work. He might try the crossover here, but he knows that Edgar's being defensive, holding that inside line. Then he'll come out wide, try and get a run down the back straight this time. Tucks back in to try and get a bit of a toe down the back straight. Edgar comes across the right hand side of the track defensive. Manson will try and go around the outside, will he, or at least try and go with him, but he'll have to pull back in. No way around the outside round there. Race leader comes through to get the last lap board. Manson 2 wheels out in the grass, trying hard from third. And leader is on the final lap, so just got to hang on for the remainder of this lap for Shane Edgar. Here goes Manson, trying to have a wee sniff, but Edgar being all defensive, he's opened it up a wee bit there. If Manson can get some good traction coming out of the corner, but still got his nose in front there, Edgar. Oh, gives him a bit of a time. He goes again for the second time, Billy Manson. And he's going to be running out the door real quick before Edgar gets out of his seat. That's for real. But Edgar, he might lose third spot too. Here comes Brno. He's managed to get through on Carroll.
Yeah, he picked up a couple of spots in the last couple of laps.
Brady's going to come through for third at the moment. Edgar goes out fourth. Goes from second to fourth in the space of a couple of corners, after being nerfed out of the way again. And I don't know, 2 hits in one go. It'll be up to Billy Rowley, the Craig Beard of HOSS here. He'll be no doubt dishing out the penalties tonight. But Alex Sprague's going to come through, take the race win. And a second will be Billy Manson from Hamish Brader, and Edgar will take fourth. Braden Carroll fifth in the end.
So a really good recovery there from Hamish Brader, the HOSS boss, picking up 2 or 3 spots in the last few laps. Here we go.
Just going to have a look at the replay here.
Driving standards adjudicator.
Billy Manson trying to get a wee run up the around the outside or the inside. Gets a, just
here it comes. There it is.
Just a wee tuck. That's all it took. And through that corner there, that's all it takes, and away you go. So we'll see what happens there a little bit later on. Either way, he had quite a few seconds in the bag.
Definitely an entertaining race, that one.
Here goes the second incident, I think it is. Here's a wee dive up the inside and locks it up, goes straight ahead, and Edgar's got nowhere to go. And Sprague ducks up the inside.
Did he turn into him?
Takes advantage of the situation. Here we go again. Locks her up, goes straight, and nowhere for Edgar to go. Oh, didn't lock it, but you were going straight ahead, so there was nowhere for Shane to go. So. Anyhow, it's a very measured though from Edgar. There was no F-bombs coming from behind us. Oh, there. So some good racing there, and good racing from young Alex. So 2 from 2, mate. You had a bit of work to do early on, but just biding your time.
Yeah, that first race was pretty good. Just managed to hold a comfortable lead for most of the race, and then that second one, but following behind Billy and Shane, that wee moment allowed me to go through, which is pretty lucky. But yeah, overall pretty good race.
2 from 2, mate. Good stuff. We look forward to your next 2 a little bit later on this evening. At the fastest overall, Alex Sprague. 1:01.5. Look at that. Oh. So I'll hand you over to B1. He's just woken up from his wee nap. And,
just having a micro pause.
Just put over to B2.
Enjoying the second race for the Tier 1 drivers. As Paul said, good run there for Alex Sprague. Just bided his time, took his opportunity, got through to the lead, and then drove away from the field.
See you later.
So now back to the Tier 2. Be getting ready for them to suit up. Put their flame crushers on, their overalls on, and their hands device.
Yep, the helmet and gloves, and we're away.
hop back into the V8 Utes for race 3 this evening for the Tier 2 competitors. So just a little bit of conversation going on behind us here about the sound dropping out for some of the competitors.
Sounds like the Fords have broken down.
Well, they all got
may all
across
end
the
up
line.
in Holdens this race.
Well, all the Tier 2 drivers were in.
I think there's
Holdens
not
for
even
the
one.
No, I thought it was all.
Oh, there were.
All in Holdens for the Tier 2.
Ah, so
Apparently it's a track issue
been
and not a
informed?
Ford issue. We don't want any hate mail from Timaru Motors there at Watchdog. All right, so now we reverse grid race, is it, Billy? Same again. Tier 2 back to back. So another short qualifying session for the Tier 2 drivers, so they'll have to get onto the track, get their tyres up to temperature,
very quickly.
and go hard.
Yep. So yeah, short qualifying session, and then same as we had earlier on in the night. I'll just get all the technology sorted before these guys jump in their sims.
So we had a look at the menu at the Tsukuba restaurant. I wonder what they've got on offer this evening. What beer could we be drinking?
Asahi.
Asahi.
Good Japanese beer. Quite tasty.
As Paul was saying, you can go there any day of the week for U-Drive days. The circuit's got a number of configurations, including a Gymkhana circuit. There's an oval, the full circuit, and the MotoGP circuit, and a mini bike circuit. Is that where you get out on your life fans, is it, and have a scream around the track?
It'll have a 2K.
We monkey bikes. Oh, DS80s, remember them fondly.
Brendan and Paul reminiscing here about their childhood and their DS80s.
Yeah, good wee Suzuki motorbikes.
I wasn't flash enough to have one of those. I had an XL100.
Oh, well. There, Paul just reminiscing about the XL250 he used to ride out at Dave Morrison's farm that had speedway handlebars. They were sort of set up to go around one corner constantly. Good old days. So we're just waiting for Billy to get things sorted. We'll be.
As per usual, Brendan had his bike sparkling and didn't like getting mud on it.
That's my bike wasn't sparkling all the time, Paul. It's just that I cleaned it every time I used it.
You didn't leave it up against the fence post and leave it for a month?
No, I didn't leave it up against the fence post for a month. I'm trying to encourage my wife to have those, same skills, that when her car gets dirty, it gets cleaned, but it's a very hard lesson to teach. Alrighty, so how are we going, Billy? Just about there, so we're going to kick off with another qualifying session for the Tier 2 competitors, just a short one. They'll have a few laps to get their eye in, and then kicking off with 2 laps once again. So the driving adjudicator has given a time penalty to Billy Manson from that last race when he edged Shane Edgar a little bit wide in the South Canterbury removals.
Yes, just kind of outbraked himself a bit there and went straight ahead. Enough to clip the front of Edgar's ute.
So, as B2 mentioned earlier on, we did have a moment last week that did influence the outcome of the Enduro race. One of the drivers was penalised, which was enough to cost them the position they finished in. But
So all the drivers have strapped themselves into their sims. ready to go out for this short qualifying. Looks like it's about 4 minutes.
Get those lovely V8s cranked up once again and out on the Tsukuba circuit.
So you're not going to have much time to get any heat into the tyres and brakes. You're probably going to be a lap or two to get the heat in, and then you're going to get 1, possibly 2 hot laps.
Well, there's one way to try and heat up the back tyres at least there for Dylan Dalrymple on the Irwin Racing.
Mr. Drifter.
Yeah, number 18 Holden Ute. So he's away. So just over 3 minutes left for the qualifying session for the Tier 2 drivers, very short. Looks like he's towing a data stream with him there for a moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone now. Just a little glitch.
Right, there we go. Following Dylan Dalrymple in the number 18 Irwin Racing, Holden. Mitchell Hamilton's put in 2 purple sectors in the VB Ute. Goes through on a 1:16.0 for his first hot lap. Paul Lancaster's doing a 1:21, 1:23, 1:25 there for Jimmy Carroll. Does take a couple of laps to get the tyres up to temperature.
As you can see, Dalrymple wide again.
So they haven't got long to put their best foot forward for the qualifying session.
As I said, it's pretty much going to be a 1-lap shootout, I would think.
So Paul Lancaster, he's got a purple first sector in the Coca-Cola Holden. Just looking up the road there, Michael Pateman. They get a run onto the back straight. Pulls another cog. Ooh, a little bit crossed up.
A little bit loose there.
Just coming on to the front straight. So 1:04.7 for Mitchell Hamilton in the VB Holden.
5.3 for Michael Pateman. Dallas Redhead there, 5.6. Adam Bell, 5. Well, it's all just swapped around very quickly as I was reading that out.
Dylan Dalrymple goes through a 1:04.3 in the Irwin Racing number 18 machine.
So now on board with Michael Pateman.
So purple first sector for Michael. His previous lap a 1:05.3. Just watching the clock, we're into the last minute of the qualifying session for the Tier 2 field. Michael's off down the back straight. Pulls another cog. We're saying back to fourth for the right-hander. Just got to keep their speed up, but not get too loose. Just drift to the outside of the circuit. Back on the trigger.
So Michael Pateman goes to the head of the class, 1:03.3. Paul Lancaster not far behind in a 1:03.7. Both dipped into the 1:03s.
So Adam Bell in the Kmart machine, he goes through on a 1:03.337. Dylan's at the top of the tables on a 1:03.2. Oh, Adam getting awfully loose there in the Kmart machine. Luckily didn't take anyone with him.
1:03.2 for Dylan.
The Binford Tools machine of Dallas Redhead. He's got a purple first sector. Just takes a nice smooth exit through the right hander going down the back straight. Then back to fourth. Keeping it tidy. Just ease the power back on. Going across the line. So Dallas Redhead 1:03.5. 1:03.2. Dylan Dalrymple's going to top the tables. And we'll start from pole position for race 3 for the Tier 2 field. Slightly shorter this time round, 10 laps. Based on their qualifying result. at the Tsukuba circuit. Just waiting for the lights.
Let's see how we go into that first right-hander.
See if we're going to get another eclipse. No.
Apparently not.
No. Billy's quite confident of having away they go.
Good start from everyone.
Yeah, looks like.
Here we go.
Oh, a bit of a
tap
nudge.
there.
Michael Pateman just trying to get through the inside of Mitchell. Gives him another nudge. Michael Pateman's out on the grass. Mitchell Hamilton holds the position.
Paul Lancaster and a tank slapper out the back as well.
Oh, who was that trying to...
So still all on. There's still Biffo going on.
Yeah, someone was trying to turn their ute into a four-wheel drive. Adam Bell getting the Kmart car very squirrely. Looks like he gives Paul Latu a good nudge.
Yeah, whole back end of that ute's lifted up right off the ground.
Yeah, that puts Adam Bell at the back of the field. Latu's still running. Just ahead of Paul Lancaster there in the Coca-Cola machine. But Dylan Dalrymple's leading the field for lap 1 in the third race for the Tier 2 drivers this evening. He's going to come across the line and commence lap 2. Mitchell Hamilton's trying to hunt him down in the VB Holden. Through goes Redhead, Pateman, Carroll, Latu, Lancaster. All starting lap 2. Well, Latu just trying to have a little bit of a look around the inside of Jimmy Carroll in the BP Ultimate machine. Doesn't make anything happen.
Not quite close enough.
This time. No, not close enough.
Got a different line there. Latu looking at getting a bit more speed out of the corner there.
So it's still all over the back of Jimmy Carroll's BP machine. Got the little left-right hand change as they head down the back straight once again.
Carroll quite defensive there on Latu. No way through.
So you just see Adam Bell there in the background coming onto the back straight in the Kmart Holden. Through they go. The right-hander kink coming onto the second straight, running around the outside of the circuit. Oh, big crash there for Michael Pateman. Also got Jimmy Carroll going off in the BP Ultimate Holden. So Mitchell Hamilton just trying to hunt down. Dylan Dalrymple gets a little bit loose in the VB machine going under the Dunlop Bridge.
Both times down in the threes as well already. Only 2 laps in. Into the third. We've now got Paul Latu up to the third and Lancaster behind him in fourth.
So down the back straight once again goes Mitchell Hamilton in pursuit of Dylan Dalrymple in the Irwin Racing Holden. I've got a 7-second lead over Paul Latu, third place man in the Valvoline machine. So about to start lap 4, a 1:03.2 for race leader Dylan Dalrymple. Adam Bell getting a little bit out of shape.
Thought he was going to reel that in, but not quite.
Kept the jandle up it. Just lets the following machine through tidily. There goes Paul Latu, who had a win first up this evening in the Valvoline car. Or ute, I should say. But focusing on Mitchell Hamilton, trying to hunt down Dylan Dalrymple in the Irwin Racing machine.
Certainly not letting him get away. Just a 0.8 of a second between the two.
So purple first sector for Mitchell Hamilton, our super sub this evening. Then we've got the change down to fourth through the right hand kink, going down the short start finish straight. So a 1:02.7 and a 1:02.7 again for Mitchell Hamilton.
Matching each other's times.
Yeah. Just a little bit out in the loose there. through the infield part of the circuit. Got the tight left-hander. Through the hairpin they go. Both get a good exit.
So that 102 is, for both of them, a fastest lap around this circuit. All up, so really on the pace tonight.
So the lead to Latu nearly out to 8 seconds. So, yeah, 1 and 2 drivers maintaining good speed as they're racing each other. Down the back straight they go into the right-hand kink, where they will start lap 6 of 10.
A good racing between these two, nice and clean.
Yeah, a little bit of opposite lock there for Mitchell Hamilton as he brings the VB holding on to the straight.
Yeah, watch for the crisscross. Not enough room to do anything. He's going to have a go around the outside, but the gap gets closed up.
Goes off track, does Mitchell Hamilton, costs him half a dozen ute lengths. Here we go. Michael Pateman trying to hunt down Jimmy Carroll in the BP Ultimate machine. Through the right-hander they go, nice and smooth from Michael Pateman as they head through the infield part of the circuit. So that's for 6th and 7th position. Adam Bell crosses the line to start lap 6. He's doing a 103.9 in the Kmart number 15 Holden. So up front, Dylan Dalrymple still got a lead over Mitchell Hamilton. Then Paul Latu, he's now 8.5 seconds in arrears of our leaders. There's Paul Lancaster, he's a rather lonely 4th in the Coca-Cola liveried machine.
Yeah, 3 seconds ahead of Dallas Redhead. Oh no, more than that. 13 seconds.
So Paul Latu not under any pressure. He can just put down some good lap times. See what he can do to the drivers in front who are all on lap 7.
Look at Dallas Redhead. He's got Jimmy Carroll all over his back bumper. Carroll looking to have a look up the inside. There's going to be contact. And another contact. So that's Dallas Redhead, the big loser in that one.
Well, to be fair, I do think Dallas Redhead, he got a little bit of out of shape to start with, before the coming together started happening. But then the following vehicle just turned itself into a bulldozer, really.
And straight through it, literally.
Yeah, straight through it. So there's the battle for the lead. Dylan Dalrymple now out to 1.3 seconds over Mitchell Hamilton. Just keeps it nice and tidy. Through the S's under the Dunlop tyres overbridge.
Just opening that gap up slowly.
Down the back straight once again for our 2 leading vehicles. 1.4 seconds. Dylan Dalrymple to Mitchell Hamilton. Then we can see Paul Latu, very distant third, 8 and out to 10 seconds now. In arrears for Paul Latu. Fastest lap, Mitchell Hamilton, 102.6, as he's trying to hunt down Dylan Dalrymple in the Irwin Racing Holden Ute. Through the infield once again, tight left-hander. Dylan just hugging the white line at the apex.
So that's Mitchell's fastest lap of the night as well, around this circuit.
So Dylan takes a wide line, then cuts the apex, keeps the speed up, coming down the back straight. So less than a second now between Dylan Dalrymple, Mitchell Hamilton. About to start the last lap of the race is race leader Dylan Dalrymple. 102.34 Mitchell Hamilton. He hasn't given up the fight.
And he's gone faster again.
Yeah. Oh, great entry there for Mitchell Hamilton. Right on the bumper now of Dylan Dalrymple, the race leader, as they head through the infield part of the circuit. Just takes
Hamilton's
it
obviously
wide.
decided he's only got a lap left to go. He's got to make a move now if it's going to be at any time. Quite aggressive.
Giving Dylan Dalrymple plenty to think about in the Irwin Racing Machine. There we go. So we're about to hit the back straight. Oh, good exit there for Dylan Dalrymple just at the start of the entry for the back straight, but Mitchell Hamilton.
Not close enough to make a
No,
dive, I don't
not
think.
now. So race win to Dylan Dalrymple in the Irwin Racing Holden. Very good second to Mitchell Hamilton. Paul Latu comes through in the Valvoline Racing Machine. He's going to take third.
So, coming through in fourth will be Paul Lancaster.
Yep. So there's Jimmy Carroll. He's going through in the BP Ultimate Holden. Here comes Michael Pateman for sixth.
Dallas Redhead, after that incident, come through in seventh. And taking out eighth spot. He comes around will be Adam Bell, that man right there on screen.
So good race battle there between Mitchell Hamilton and Dylan Dalrymple, who does take the result at the end.
Yeah, ended up in a close finish.
Oh, good burnout. Anyway, here we go. Race 4 this evening for the Tier 2 competitors. On the front row, there's Adam Bell. Beside him, we've got the Home Improvement Binford Tools machine. What is Michael Pateman doing? It looks like he's about to head into the wall. You see the lock on in his ute. Lights are on. And we are go.
Oh, good clean start from everyone so far. Let's see what happens into this first right-hander.
So
Bit of needle threading going on here, a little bit of touching. Everyone makes it through, I think.
So Mitchell Hamilton just gets himself up to P4.
Still going on.
He keeps out of trouble. To P3. We've only done a third of a lap. So now he's got the Binford Tools machine of Dallas Redhead up the road in front of him. P2, Adam Bell in the Kmart machine.
Oh, we've got a touch there, a bit loose. So that's Michael Pateman.
Michael Pateman, Paul Lancaster. Oh, we've got another car round as well.
Ultimate,
Jimmy
Ute
Carroll
going
in the
round.
66 machine. Rest of the field though heading off down the back straight. So I can just see Jimmy Carroll there in the BP Ultimate machine in the back of shot. So Dylan Dalrymple, he's let Mitchell Hamilton get well up the road.
He's going to go up the inside of Michael Pateman there. Potentially pick up a spot, not quite as far up as what he looked. If he sticks to the inside, he may pull it
So
off.
where's
but
Mitchell
no.
Hamilton gone? He's just disappeared from the results. Well, there he goes, back again, P2. So Adam Bell out in front on the Kmart machine, then Mitchell Hamilton, Dallas Redhead. We can see there in P3, he's got the Coca-Cola machine of Paul Lancaster behind him. And then Paul Latu in the Valvoline car. Through the infield they go. Got the left-hand kink. Then the right-hander coming on to the main back straight at the Tsukuba Raceway.
A little bit of understeer there from Paul Lancaster. That allows, I think that's Pateman up alongside him.
Oh, we've got Dylan
No,
Dalrymple
Latu.
trying to go through the inside of Michael Pateman. Can he pull off anything? So 1:03.5 for Mitchell Hamilton. Fastest lap so far in the fourth race of the evening for the Tier 2 competitors. Oh, Dylan Dalrymple just trying to go through the inside of Michael Pateman.
Adam
There
Bell.
we go. Mitchell Hamilton goes through to P1 in the Victoria Bidder machine. Gets past Adam Bell in the Kmart Holden. Still Dallas Redhead sitting there in the Binford car. P3 with Paul Lancaster in the Coca-Cola machine. Sitting in P4. What can Adam do to get that position back? Mitchell just goes a little bit wide. Gets the left-hand rear wheel out on the ripple strip. Oh, Lancaster's had another moment coming on to the back straight in the Coca-Cola machine, so that's going to lose drive for him all the way down the back straight. Who's going to get through? Michael Pateman's sitting there. Dylan Dalrymple's not far behind either. They go through the fourth gear right-hander for the short start finish straight. We climb up the hill. So Paul Lancaster just hugging the inside line there in the Coca-Cola machine. Wide line for Michael Pateman.
Pateman's mirrors will be full of Dylan Dalrymple at the moment. It may just allow Lancaster to open up a little gap, but it doesn't be making too much headway.
Yeah, so meanwhile, Mitchell Hamilton, Dallas Redhead still got a battle for the lead. Mitchell's out to 3 seconds now over Dallas Redhead.
Oh, look at Pateman. He's into the side of Lancaster. He's going to turn him around.
The driving standards adjudicator, Billy's looking on quite carefully at that. Might get a replay of that after the race.
I think so. Side by side as they come into the right-hander.
So Michael Pateman just sitting there on the inside, takes the position away from Dylan Dalrymple. Up the hill to the right-hander at the short start finish straight. Dylan just hugged the white line on the inside of the corner.
He's just on the wrong side of the track at the moment, Dylan Dalrymple, but hard on the bumper of Pateman.
Yeah, taking a very white line across the curb for the Ewan Racing Holden. A break for the left-hander, go under the Dunlop
Pateman
Ridge.
getting a bit loose. It allows Dylan Dalrymple up the inside. He's just got to make it stick around the right-hander, which he does.
Oh, gets loose though, coming on to the back straight. Does that give Michael Pateman an opportunity to take the position back? No, it looks like he's got enough vehicle speed on board. Meanwhile, back to Mitchell Hamilton in the VB machine doing a 1:02.9. Fastest lap so far in race 4 for the Tier 2 competitors.
Oh, a little over a second over Adam Bell.
So there we go, Dallas Redhead, Paul Latu for 3rd and 4th. There is the race leader in the number 24 VB machine. Just on the infill part of the circuit, going under the Dunlop overbridge. As Paul Latu's trying to get past the Binford machine of Dallas Redhead. Go through the right-left combination. Then we've got the wee left-hand kink before they head down the back straight at Tsukuba Raceway. Off they go. You can see Adam Bell and Mitchell Hamilton further up the road. Now looking back to Dylan Dalrymple in P5.
Oh, look for Latu to go have a look up the inside. Not quite close enough.
Yeah, just got to keep the speed up. Gets a little bit wide across the ripple strip.
And again, he'll take that wider line, but he's had to brake to avoid hitting the back of Dallas Redhead, which in turn pushes him wide.
See, Dallas Redhead just kept the middle of the track there, heading into the right-hander, so he could sort of go left or right depending on what Latu was going to do. under the Dunlop overbridge once again.
So Latu right up on the back bumper once again of Dallas Redhead.
Here we go, left hand kink, then the right hand sweeper onto the back straight. So Mitchell Hamilton's cleared out to nearly 4 seconds over Adam Bell in the Kmart machine. All the action between third and fourth. Dallas Redhead, Paul Latu. They're about to start lap 8. Oh, there we go. Dallas Redhead had a moment coming on to the start-finish straight, letting Latu through in the Valvoline Holden. Race leader, Mitchell Hamilton in the VB machine. So doing 103s, 103.0 last time round for Mitchell Hamilton, 103.5 for Adam Bell.
It looks like Michael Pateman might have had a bit of an issue down the rear of the field too. He's dropped right to the back, dropping a couple of spots.
So lap 8 of 10 for race leader Mitchell Hamilton. Down to fourth for the right hand kink onto the start finish straight. He's going to start lap 9 of 10. 7 seconds up the road from Adam Bell.
Well, Hamilton's just kind of disappeared into the sunset, really, isn't he?
Although
see Adam Bell in the background there.
Earlier on this evening when Mitchell was leading, he did have a moment allowing the rest of the field to close up. So, whoa.
Oh, that's Lancaster.
That was unassisted.
He's hung on to it, but it has cost him a couple of spots.
Yeah, Jimmy Carroll goes through in the BP Ultimate machine. Puts Jimmy Carroll in 7th, Paul Lancaster back to 8th. Michael Pateman, who was running last there, he's now up to P6. There goes Dylan Dalrymple in the Irwin Racing Holden. He's half a dozen car lengths back from Dallas Redhead in the Home Improvement Bidford Tools machine. So break down to fourth through the right-hander. They're about to start their final lap. Mitchell Hamilton and Adam Bell have already crossed the line to start the last lap. There goes Michael Pateman, Jimmy Carroll. Now Paul Lancaster.
Once again. But Tank's taking a fair old slapping tonight.
Doesn't he know they're irreplaceable Australian classic now, the V8 Holden Utes? Getting very hard to come by. There's race leader Mitchell Hamilton in the VB machine. Doing a 103 for his last circuit. There he goes, he's about to take the checkered flag. Good win to Mitchell Hamilton in the number 24 Victoria Bitter Holden.
Excellent drive, up
Yep.
7 spots.
P2 will go to Adam Bell in the Kmart machine. Number 15. Good battle for Latu and Redhead.
Then Dylan Dalrymple and then Michael Pateman in 6th, Jimmy Carroll in 7th, and rounding out the field after that spin will be Paul Lancaster, who is still drifting.
Oh, didn't quite hold a steady drift, yeah. We have to give him a baseball hat to wear backwards, B2.
So another entertaining race there from the Tier 2 guys. Might be a bit of some reviews looking here. We've got our driving standards adjudicator just reviewing the footage.
Yeah, a couple of incidents in that race. Oh, nothing too bad in that shot. Probably really.
Oh, who was that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He had nowhere to go, Paul. Nowhere to
The
go.
Lancaster Bombers made another pass.
All the dirt falling off his tough deck. Anyway,
Good entertainment anyway.
Agent Orange there on the back of the Michael Pateman machine. So, anyway, up the start finish straight into the right-hander. He's chasing Paul Lancaster on that shot in the Coca-Cola machine. Okay, so
Right, I'll hand you.
all right, so we'll have a reset, and then we're going to have another short qualifying session for the Tier 1 drivers. So 10 laps again for them, is it, Billy? Sure is. Okay, 2 more 10 lap machines.
Right, I'll hand you over to Paul Lancaster. How was that one for you, Paul?
Once again, she's hot work. Yeah, no, it's hard to keep it all together anyway for 12 laps or 10 laps or whatever it was.
Well, in the last couple of laps, you were noticeably having trouble with your rear tyre, so they're just obviously hot.
I read left rear, Brendan, so I had trouble going around right-hand corners.
Yeah. So what's
Yeah,
that?
it was good fun.
103.5 best lap for Paul Lancaster.
So I don't know who won that one. Actually, who won that?
Mitchell Hamilton,
Oh, right. Oh,
very convincing win in the Victoria Bitter Holden.
yeah, he can bugger off any time he likes. Just as well he's a super sub.
The super sub, that's right. Oh, he might be after a permanent slot.
Yeah, she was looking not bad there for a while, but hard to get them off the line, that's for sure.
Okay, so the Tier 1 machines out there
So
once
qualifying
again.
out there for the Tier 1s for their third race. That's Nick McPherson in the Irwin entry.
So far this evening,
See you
Alex
later
Sprague
there,
has had
Dallas.
2 wins from 2 starts. All right, so the short 4-minute qualifying session for the Tier 1 field gets underway.
Just 4 minutes. So pretty much just a couple of laps. Maybe 3 if they're lucky.
Yeah, though it takes you a couple of laps, as you said earlier on,
That's
Paul, to
right,
get some
you're only
temperature in
gonna
the
get
tyres.
one real fast lap on the hot tyres.
Yeah.
That's why the first laps look pretty docile, because you just can't steer the things. But nonetheless, the man to beat will be Alex Sprague. Be interesting to see what the points will be after tonight. He's a couple of race wins already.
So fastest lap earlier on this evening went to Alex Sprague, a 101.449 in the Milwaukee Tools Ford Falcon.
That's right. And you'll see
Oh.
Manson just getting out of the way there, letting a few of them through. He's just going to take the time to put a bit of heat into his tyres. You know he's only going to get one shot at it.
Try and get some clear air as well, so he can take his preferred racing line. Put a good time on the board.
So Alex Sprague this time in the number 25, is he? By the looks of that. New livery. Was in
that's-
the Milwaukee Tools entry for the first
Oh, yeah.
couple of races.
He's in a Holden just to show he can drive anything. What if we get Grandad's Mark III Zephyr out of the shed?
No doubt he'd pedal that thing as well.
That's right. Anyway, so
So 2 minutes 10 left in the session. On board with Alex Sprague. A wee bit of sun there is starting to probably affect a couple of these drivers. Getting a bit late in the day. Here at Tsukuba, just outside of Tokyo. And it can hold about 5,000 spectators, this wee track, so certainly love their motorsport over there in Japan. In fact, seen a couple of YouTube clips there earlier tonight, Brendan, and lots of Porsches over there. The old Jappers love their Porsches.
It's amazing the amount of Jap import cars that are actually European or
Porsche
British.
dealership over there be doing all right anyway. So Billy Manson the fastest so far, 102.28. Alex Sprague 102.33, but gone purple in the first sector. Watching him on screen there in the Valvoline number 25. And here's the man to beat, looking for a three-peat in the next race.
Wow, as far as the championship goes, Alex had a couple of bad runs last week. Once when he couldn't count and the other one when he blew his gearbox, so he is sitting P6 in the Tier 1 Drivers' Championship going into this evening's racing. However, so far he's had 2 from 2.
And look at that, a 101.5. Billy Manson a 101.6. Just a tenth between the two of them. Braden Carroll third fastest. And a lot of them in the twos there already. Morgan Dorr a 2.8 as well. Andrew Bruce a 2.4. And here goes Hamish Brader, getting a wee bit wide out, coming down the front straight. And he goes up a spot up to 7th. 103.09. Oh, who's that having a bit of trouble? Braden Carroll it was, just off track. And gather things up again. The time just about up, 4 seconds left on the clock. And that's Alex Sprague taking a lot of grass on the exit of that right-hander. 101.5, so he's only got a tenth and a bit over Billy Manson. And no purple sectors there for him. Manson's gone green in the second, so here he goes around the penultimate corner. Billy Manson, what can he do? Can he take pole? No, he doesn't. Andrew Bruce jumps up to third. Manson second. And Braden Carroll sitting fourth there at the moment, so that's the way it's going to be. Morgan Dorr fifth. Shane Edgar sixth. Hamish Brader and Nick McPherson ran out the rear row. For the third race of the night for round 2 here at Tsukuba for the Tier 1 drivers. Alex Sprague looking to make it 3 out of 3. And Billy Manson, what can he do? He had the pressure all over Alex Sprague in the race previous. So waiting on the lights.
I don't want to put the commentator's curse on Billy Manson, but having a very strong drive this evening in the VB machine.
6 lights, waiting for the lights to go out. And away they go. You hear all the gear levers clicking into first gear. And hard to get off the line, these things, especially when they've got cold tyres with the V8. They'll light them up pretty quick as they dive into the first corner. Right-hander. Everyone looking nice and tidy through there. It looks like Billy Manson's gone down a spot. Who's that? That's Hamish Brader in the background there in the 98 Ute. And he's had a spin first up, but it's Alex Sprague from Andrew Bruce. He's managed to get through on Manson. And then sitting in 4th place, Braden Carroll in the Kmart Ute through the right-hander. Manson looking noticeably quick, just gives Bruce a bit of a touch-up from behind. And he might have a dive up the inside, Manson, is he? No, he probably learned his lesson from the race previous. And in fact, Andrew Bruce left him a fair bit of room, but in the end, it's Sprague, opened down, a bit of a lead already, back to Bruce, then Manson, then Braden Carroll, who's got Morgan Dorr tucked up and behind him. Then it's Edgar McPherson, and of course Brader had that spin at the first corner. And look at Sprague way out over in the boondocks there. Just gets it back on the track before he runs out. And a 1:10 standing start time, pretty quick from the young fella. In fact, a second and a half over anybody else. B2 comments on the start, not bad.
I didn't really take much notice of it actually. I've just been given the mic now, but no, pretty tidy. Yeah.
So just 10 laps this time instead of the 12 as in previous. And it's Sprague in the Valvoline car. Bit of a gap back to the BP Ultimate. Bruce, Andrew Bruce it is. Hanging on to second, having a strong evening this weekend. Andrew Bruce third on points. And you just see Billy Manson getting oversteer coming out onto the back straight. Braden Carroll not too far back from him. There's Manson there. And Carroll just opening up a bit of a gap back to Morgan Dorr. He's got Shane Egger all over the back of him. Through the right-hander onto the back straight. Gets a wee bit out of shape there, Manson, but he's got it under control. Yeah, Sprague goes fastest to 102.1. Braden Carroll, a bit of oversteer in the braking zone there, coming into that right-hander. In fact, getting a wee bit out of shape there with the wheel out the curb. Manages to hang on to it though, but lost a wee bit of momentum. Down into this drop-down left-hand hairpin. And this is my favourite corner, this one through here actually. Throw a couple of wheels over there. Look at Braden Carroll, a four-wheel drift through there. Down into the braking zones. There's only 3.5 odd seconds between the top four. Manson still all over the back of Andrew Bruce. You're looking in his mirror pretty hard out there. But Sprague just opening that gap up already out to a couple of seconds. Looking for race win number 3. Be careful you don't, you've got to concentrate on your gear stick too. You don't want to drop her into the wrong cog because she will blow the motor.
And we did see that last week too, didn't we? Blowing motor, blowing diff.
Yeah, I've seen
blowing
it in practice
gearbox,
too. So just starting to put a couple of Ute leads between himself and Manson. Manson trying hard though, braking late. Bruce getting a wee bit oversteer, getting the power down. The BP Ultimate number 66. But Manson, he'll be a hard man to keep behind. And Bruce will be looking hard out in those mirrors. Ooh. See him close right up under brakes there. Billy Manson. So Sprague now out to 2.5 seconds. Back to Bruce and Manson. Carroll still hanging on to 4th. Looks like Braden Carroll coming under some pressure from Morgan Dorr back there for 4th and 5th. And he gives a second or so back off that. On board now with Andrew Bruce. Looking out the rear at Billy Manson, who's not close enough to force any sort of move. You see him close right up under brakes though. And then gets a wee bit of understeer, getting the power down and loses the car length or 2. But she's all on back there for 4th and 5th. If we can get a shot at that, might be pretty good. Braden Carroll coming under all sorts. Oh, Manson, bit of a cross up there. Loses it 3 or 4 truck lengths. Ute lengths. That's the thing, you can try pretty hard. There we go there, that's Shane Edgar. And that's him on screen, all over the back of Morgan Dorr. That's 5th and 6th. Eagers had a reasonably strong night, except for race 1, where he finished back at the back of the pack, and had about a 4th, maybe a 3rd in the second race. So he's all over the back of Morgan Dorr, getting a wee bit out of shape there in the home improvement Bryford Ute. He has a wee sniff up the inside. There it is, Edgar. And he gets a wee bit oversteer too, but it looks like he might get the job done. He's left enough room there for Morgan Dorr, but he goes up a spot. So it's a good passing move from Shane Edgar in the Coca-Cola number 8. I used to know a Viva that was that colour with the white rims too, Brendan, at one stage. Your old man actually painted it for me for $50. So Alex Sprague just running away a wee bit now. You'll see that. He's got a good 100 metres. Braden Carroll having a wee moment back there in 4th. The battle still continuing though for 2nd place. Andrew Bruce still hanging on. She'll be getting a bit hot and sweaty over there in that seat, no doubt. He'll be looking hard in the mirrors.
Oh, super wide.
He's getting a bit game going out there. A couple of wheels out in the dirt. And Manson all over the back of him, just waiting on a bit of a mistake, and he'll be in like Flynn as soon as he gets out of shape. Andrew Bruce.
Andrew Bruce won't give it up easily.
No, he won't. We have seen the old hand grenade go off every now and again for Andrew Bruce, but he's been a bit composed tonight. He got one hand on the hand grenade and the other hand keeping the pin in it. So down to the hard braking zone. Brake disc lighten up through the right-hander. Both of them nice and tidy through there, no oversteer, so they're really trying to get the... Just see the sunlight there and how dark it is as you get close to those trees. And a wee bit of a sun haze coming through. Nice and patient through this corner, runner out wide. On board with Billy Manson. Oh, Andrew Bruce, here we go. Just a bit of a rear lock up. He managed to keep it in the straight line though. Didn't go round on him.
Yeah, lucky enough to be a touch in there.
But he did that all on his own. There was no wee touch on the backside there from Billy Manson. And Andrew Bruce gets away with it, still sitting there in second place though. Still got Manson all over the back of him. Braden Carroll back there in fourth place still in the Kmart entry.
Oh, it's getting close again.
Looks like he was going to come in for a bit of a tap, but hard on the brakes. Braden Carroll once again putting the rear out into the grass. He'll be trying to keep that on the island too, because he was running about third or fourth in the race previous and ended up about fifth or sixth on the last lap, having a spin. Braden Carroll, current championship leader. So Alex Sprague, he's cleared out now. That's him up in front in the blue Valvoline Ute. This is where the battle's at. Andrew Bruce is second. Here goes Manson in the VB bidder. Victorian bidder. 6% give you a real hangover, Ute. The old brother-in-law loves his VB.
Oh.
Just about all four wheels out in the grass here from Manson, so really pushing the track limits as you see him late on the
heavy
brakes.
braking.
They're trying real hard. Braden Carroll not too far back, just another couple of seconds. And Shane Edgar and Morgan Dorr still having that ding-dong battle back there for 5th and 6th. And Brader back there in 7th. 5 or so seconds back from that lot. And Nick McPherson, well, he's had a bit of a shocker down there in 8th.
Yeah, he's not had much of a night tonight, unfortunately.
Battle's still continuing, so Andrew Bruce doing a good job. We've seen him have that rear lock-up, was about the only moment he's had. And Manson too, just being wary of not giving anybody a bit of a tap. As they come back down to the right-handed hairpin. A couple of different lines there, being a wee bit defensive there, Andrew Bruce, and runs it out wide.
Both getting a wee bit loose.
Just see, I reckon the Braden Carroll might be getting a wee bit closer.
I was thinking that last
These
lap,
two.
actually. Yeah.
There's the race leader. Nice wee slide going through there from Sprague. And he goes through, this time a 101.7. Andrew Bruce a 102.1. And Manson a 102.2. Braden Carroll also down the ones, a 101.9. So he's on fire. So it's the final lap. There goes Morgan Dorr. So Eggers managed to get through on him. Here's Nick McPherson. Lonesome run there at the back. 103.8 his best time. Getting a wee bit out of shape there as he drops down over that hill.
Yeah, back with
the
Alex
race
Sprague.
leader on the last lap. Looking to make it 3 out of 3 there, young Alex Sprague. Oh, that was the last lap. Right, so he's done it.
He has done it. So we'll
3
be
out of 3, the old 3-peat.
Alex Sprague, Andrew Bruce in second, followed by Billy Manson, Braden Carroll in fourth.
Yeah, good job from Andrew Bruce to hang on to that second. And a good job for Manson there in third, keeping the pressure on. So it's going to be, I think, who's that starting off the pole? I think that's Nick McPherson, Hamish Brader. And then Morgan Dorr, Shane Edgar, Braden Carroll, Billy Manson. Then off the back, Andrew Bruce and Alex Sprague. We've seen Alex get up to about third by the end of the first lap in the race previous. The last reverse grid. So waiting on the lights. 6 lights, waiting for it to go out. Away we go. And everybody off to a pretty good start. Maybe a wee bit slow there off Nick McPherson's getting up swamped around the outside from Hamish Brader, and up the inside there of Morgan Dorr in the Bryford Ute. 3 wide around the left-hand corner. And who's going to come out the other side? Still 3 wide. Oh, a bit of biffo going on in the background as Manson tries to go up the inside. And someone's getting biffed out in the boondocks there, and I think that was Morgan Dorr. And 3 wide doesn't work in these things. It's still going on as we head up towards the wee right-hander here. It's Alex Sprague up to 3rd already, tucked in behind Hamish Brader. Shane Edgar once again finds himself out in front into the right-hand hairpin. Let's see if everybody can behave themselves here.
So I think the driving standards adjudicator might have a half a lap of rewatch.
Oh, there we go, another one. That was Billy Manson again, tipping around Morgan Dorr. And could be in trouble there again, Billy Manson. Don't think so? No, Morgan came across at him. So
no, the driving standards adjudicator was okay with that event.
It's quite good.
He's adjudicated, decision made.
Billy
Shane
Rowley
Edgar
on the,
leading, Hamish Brader, Alex Sprague
tonight. Just down a couple already. But it's Shane Edgar leads the way. But already it's Alex Sprague up to 3rd, starting off the back of the grid. And Hamish Brader sitting there in 2nd place, the HOSS boss. Let's see if he can hold it all together. There's Braden Carroll coming under pressure from the VB Ute there of Billy Manson. Tucked in behind him, Andrew Bruce, who's got a bit of work to do there. Oh, up the inside there. Who was that? That was Alex Sprague, I think. And I think he was being a wee bit
greedy.
Yeah, he did redress it though, so he might get away with that. But he had a couple.
I don't know. I think the driving standards adjudicator sends that one, Paul. Anyway, through the right-hander.
There'll be a replay or two.
Onto the start-finish straight.
So Billy Manson sideways through onto the front straight, tucked up and behind Braden Carroll. Carroll goes defensive into the right-handed hairpin, down to 2nd. And the straightener up, put the power down, 2nd, 3rd, then into 4th momentarily, then back down to 2nd again. But here in the background, all the gear changes being slapped through. Pretty hard on the gear, I'd imagine, some of these guys. Still Edgar out in front though. Then Hamish Brader and Alex Sprague in that 3rd spot. So Manson there in 5th, all over the back of Braden Carroll. He's got Andrew Bruce, who's going to look at getting through as well. Morgan Dorr is in on this battle as well there, just back there in the Bryford blue and black Ute. And then Nick McPherson, who started on pole, is down the back. 1019, fastest lap of the race, Alex Sprague. Here he goes, late on the brakes. Oh, getting a wee bit out of shape there, Brader. Managed to straighten it up though, the number 98. And he might try and duck up the inside. Brader comes across. Sees no way through there for you. The Sprague's going to try and go up the inside. Oh, a bit of a touch between the two of them. Brader comes across, but no harm done. Still sitting there in 3rd. It's managed to get Braden Carroll on the back of these guys as well. So we've got pretty much a 5 Ute battle going on with Manson there, Andrew Bruce. Brader goes wide. And they might have a run here, Alex Sprague from 3rd. Also too, Manson having a look at Carroll. Down into the braking zone. Is he up far enough? He's got the nose in front, so he should go up a spot there on Braden Carroll. And he can hang on to it. So up to 4th for Billy Manson. Carroll now down to 5th. Then Andrew Bruce. It's his job to try and get through on Braden Carroll. And like I said, Morgan Dorr's not too far off the action there either. So Braden now coming under pressure from Alex Sprague. He wants to make it 4 out of 4 for the night. But we're halfway through the race. He's still sitting there in that 3rd place where he was after the first lap. And the Brader, he'd be a hard man to try and get through. On. So Shane Edgar, he hasn't got much of a lead, to 2 or 3 seconds. He's certainly not running away with it. He's only a mistake or two from falling down through the traps, and Morgan Dorr having a bit of a moment. And through the right-hand sweep we go. Brader getting it sideways and losing a wee bit of momentum. This might open the door up for Sprague to have a wee sniff in the braking zone up the inside. He has a dive up the inside there. He's going to get the job done. Brader just got too wide there and lost a wee bit of momentum. And Sprague through to second. So he's got 4 or 5 laps to try and get on the back of Shane Edgar. Braden Carroll just coming together between the two of them. Who's that? The 66 of Andrew Bruce, giving him a bit of a tap. He was out of shape though, so you can't really blame Andrew Bruce for any of that. And in the end, no driver spun. So here goes Braden now, coming under some pressure from Billy Manson. Down the back straight they go, and that's all the cars there. Shane Edgar, Alex Sprague, Brader, Manson and Carroll, they're all in on the action. A bit of a gap back to Morgan Dorr, and then Nick McPherson another 9 seconds down the trap. 1:01.8 fastest lap for Alex Sprague, now that he's in a bit of fresh air, as you might say. And Brader's the man that's under pressure now, the number 98 there from the VB entry of Billy Manson. She's been pretty hard work tonight down here at HOSS. I think the old heat pumps must be up to about 30. Getting a wee bit out of shape there is Braden Carroll. Nice wee slide. And still manages to keep, the two of them going out there. That was Brader and Manson. Manson trying to go around the outside now of Brader. Brader's got the inside line onto the back straight. And still getting a wee bit out of shape. And I think Manson might have a run down the back straight this time. Although Brader's got that inside line, he might try and go around the outside here. Billy Manson, what can he do? Still side by side, the two of them. Brader's got that inside line. Might try and force him wide, but Manson's got the job done. A good passing move there, up to third. And Brader, look at this big slide through the corner there on the Utes. A big four-wheel drift. And then it's Braden Carroll. Andrew Bruce still hasn't made any inroads there. And Shane Edgar out in front at the moment, with a couple of 3 laps left to go, has got young Alex Sprague all over the back of him just about. There he goes, just a couple of, probably about a second between the two of them. On board with Shane Edgar, looking back at Alex Sprague, wants to make it 4 races out of 4 for the night. Can Shane Edgar upset the party? Last lap, Shane Edgar a 1:01.8, Alex Sprague a 1:01.4. And they'll come round and get 2 laps to go. So as long as Edgar can keep it nice and tidy, you see how much he closes up under brakes there, young Alex. Even though he probably weighs half as amount of what Edgar does. Doesn't really matter on the sims, but probably weighs about 25 kg, ring and wet. Still Shane Edgar. Here goes Alex Sprague. Has a wee look around. Just trying to keep a bit of pressure on. Nice wee slide going on there. Couple of wheels out in the dirt. Going defensive, Shane Edgar. Holds the inside line. He's going to try and go around the outside as Alex Sprague, but Edgar's got the inside line covered. And Sprague thinks better of it. Pulls back in. It's a good wee battle going on there. Looks like Manson's cleared out in that 3rd place. Good battle going on back there between Brader and Carroll by the looks of it. The 4th and 5th. And here's where it's at. Race leader Shane Edgar in the Coke Ute. Alex Sprague in the Valvoline Ute. Down the end of the front straight. He might try and go around the outside, so he's got the inside line for the next corner. Edgar comes back at him. Tries to squeeze him. Sprague's still got his nose up the inside, and he might get the job done, is he? A bit of a nudge between the two of them, and out goes Edgar, and Sprague up to the lead on the final lap. just a wee touch between the two of them, but nothing, or rubbing is racing, as they say, Brendan. Not a pounding in the arse, isn't. But
Well, just before we get too excited, remember that the driving standards adjudicator does need to look at those incidents in the first half lap of the race. So we'll see if anyone gets told off for bad behaviour.
yes, he's got the final say, but it's going to be Alex Sprague comes around the last corner. Is going to come down and take race win number 4 for the evening. Alex Sprague, the young chap. Well driven. Iggy will come through for a well driven second as well. Manson will come through for 4th, up for 3rd. Brader comes through for 4th from Carroll, and then Andrew Bruce, Morgan Dorr, and then Nick McPherson. There's Nick there in the Ewan Racing number 18. But great stuff from the young chap, 4 in a row. And once again, a clean sweep, and he needed it. So over here, Alex. Get over here, young fella. So young Alex, just 15 years of age, mate, 4 in a row. Have you ever had a clean sweep for a night?
I'm not sure, but it's pretty good to have this after the muck-ups last week. But yeah, pretty happy.
So good start. Started off the back of the row up to 3rd after the first lap, and then you stayed there for probably 5 or 6 laps. Were you just biding your time?
Yeah, just trying to push away, keep trying to get closer to Shane, and then yeah, to get wee better for a couple of laps, and yeah.
Very good racing. A couple of wee touches between you two, but rubbing is racing, not like we've seen before when there's been a bit of pounding going on. But no, that's good, clean stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
So Alex Sprague takes maximum points for the night. I'm just looking at some of the replays here.
So the driving standards adjudicator just having a little look
car. And here
at
we
the start
go.
of the race.
Bit of a touch there between Brader, it was, and then down the back straight. Just looking at a few of the replays of perhaps some of the carnage. So here we go again. So it was pretty busy there, 3 wide through the first couple of corners it was, and it was bound to happen. A bit of squeezing going on. But have a look at this one here. Oh, not too sure there. What? We'll have a wee look at that. Yeah. However, we'll leave it in the hands of Billy Rowdy to sort that out after the fact.
So
But,
Billy, you happy with what you've seen there? Just about.
Just about pretty happy, so we think we'll leave it the way it is. Alex Sprague takes the win from Iggy, Manson, Brader 4th, Carroll, Andrew Bruce, Morgan Dorr, and Nick McPherson rounds out the Tier 1 Race 4 for round 2. And then, of course, next week, Brendan, where are we off to?
We're off to Mid-Ohio.
Looking forward to that. Another endurance round, is it?
Another endurance round in the land of the free, the home of the brave.
Yeah.
Led by an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a good bye from me, and I'll pass you over to Brendan Cooney to sign out for the night.
Thanks, Paul. Another good night here at HOSS. So, yeah, we'll catch you all again next week.
Next Wednesday. Make sure you tune in, and of course, do take the opportunity to pop on down to HOSS in the Royal Arcade. Have a go on the Sims. Try and have a go in the very mad Audi Sport Quattro around Levels Raceway, given that the rally's in town. And of course, do take the opportunity to visit the food and liquid beverage establishments in the area while you're here. All right, we'll catch up with you next week. Thanks.